Why is it saying I'm playing Dusk? I don't know. I don't know. But I'm not. But I'm not playing the Dusk. Promise you that. It's really weird. Alright, well, fuck it. Fuck it. Why is it telling me I'm playing Dusk? That's right now. I'm not playing in Dusk. Can you go fuck off? I am doing puzzles. That's the way it goes. Anyway. Alright, I'll be running. Good. Yeah. You're kidding me. I just started and the fucker has to pee. No, I'll take him out. Are you sure he's got to go? Ask him. Does he want to go? Oh, he can fuck right off. Does he want to go? It looks like it, right? I'll be out in a minute. Well, okay. I mean, it never fucking fails. Fine, here's the deal. Fuck it. Fuck it. I'll be right back. You can listen to the stylings of whatever this Christmas music is. Twitch guy. Hey, oh, you got a job interview. Nice, man. All right, I will be right back. I'm taking the stupid fucking dog out. Be right back. I didn't really have a younger brother. People totally did not get that tweet at all. I'll be right back. Tell you what, fucking dog. Fucking dog. Quiet night. I just told Jaffe my uncle died of cancer. And well, he says, and I thought he lost a brother. It was a total joke. I was just joking. I'm sorry about you lost your uncle, though. That's terrible. Jordan Dog, thanks for the follow, pal. I appreciate it. Now oh my God. Of course I didn't have malicious intent. Goodness gracious. No. Oh, Mike Warrior, God. I hope you don't mind me asking what kind of damage is it? Like you were born? Okay. Okay. I have to get back centered in the puzzle mindset because my fucking dog had to shit again. And he'll probably have to shit several more times. But for now, here we are. Here we are as pals. Let's do some puzzles. Thanks for the follow, J-God. I appreciate it. Hey, I know you, J-God, from over on the Discord, man. We had a nice chat this evening. I appreciate your input and your insight as I try to figure out what the fuck this stream is gonna be. Thanks, man. Mike Warrior, I am giving my dog drugs as soon as they come in at the Rite Aid. We're going to get him on some Prozac, actually. But the drugs have not arrived at the Rite Aid just yet. But soon, motherfucker. Soon the drugs will arrive, and hopefully the dog will find a little bit of peace. A little bit of peace for his anxiety. Won't that be nice, Mike Warrior? Star Wars The Force Unleashed. Why is that familiar? They all sound... Is that a game? Is that Star Wars The Force? Isn't that the game where you played the bad guy and it opened on the Wookiee planet? Or was that the sequel, Force Unleashed 2? Yeah, I don't know. I played the sequel recently that opens on Chewbacca's planet. I thought it was pretty terrible. Yes, you can give a dog that. My vet actually prescribed him Prozac a couple of weeks ago because we have tried everything else for this animal. And he says, well, we have seen a good amount of success for dogs that have anxiety, just like people when we put them on the Prozac. And I said, well, pal, that's for me. That's for me. The game's sound is too loud. You mean the music is too loud? Hang on. How about that? It's not really the game sound. I'm just playing some Xmas music. How's that, pal? Is it better? Is it better now, or is it still hard to hear me? Better. Cool. It was 2 different games. Force Unleashed. Okay, yeah, I gotcha. I remember not loving it. I remember seeing a lot of great concept art. There was a piece of concept art where the guy you played, I guess he was the bad guy, good guy, was literally pulling a Star Destroyer down with his Jedi mind tricks and whatnot. And I was like, oh, that's going to be good. But then I played it, and it was just like really shit, man. I hate to say that. But especially now that you've had the ability to play like Jedi Fallen Order and remember what a great Star Wars game is, it's kind of hard to go back and look at Force Unleashed as anything other than a really not great... You know, every game that ships is a fucking tiny miracle, somebody once told me, and I think that's true. But if you're just judging it at a consumer level, I thought it was a pretty shit game. And that ain't no joke. You could do that in the game, Bukaki. Cool. You should get your dog some weed. I actually tried to get him. I put him on that... what's the oil you can get that's the kind of marijuana oil? We put him on that, and it didn't do shit. And then I just saw today that there's studies coming out saying that stuff ain't the safest. But who knows, man. Retro didn't think you meant a legit jigsaw puzzle. I used to do those all the time as a kid. Would run off to Wizards of the Coast and pick fancy fantasy ones. Yeah, I thought you were watching. I thought you've been on this stream before. You haven't seen us do puzzles? I love doing puzzles. Puzzles on the stream is the best for me because it lets me do, I enjoy the chat in a lot of ways more because it gives me something to do with my hand and stuff, and it lets me kind of focus, but drift enough that the chat feels more conversational, which I enjoy that very much. So yeah, no, there's a few games that get me in that zone, but very few things as jigsaw puzzles do. And what's cool is, people can send me pictures. Like some of the Patreon folks sent me some pictures this month, and we're going to be doing one of them this evening, actually. You put me on when you fall asleep to me. Nice, excellent. I don't think it's called MCT oil. It's called CT something oil. I don't know. But yeah, it didn't work for him. Did not work for him at all. That's the God's honest truth. Which sucks because now I got to get him on fucking hardcore, psychotropic drugs. But that dog's gonna go nuts if I don't, man. I mean, he's got issues. He's got some serious fucking issues, dude. So what to do? What's Papa Jaffe to do, kids? Not much. Not much. Not much. I'm tired, you guys. I had one of those days. I was up in my head all day. I was thinking all day. Now I'm tired. Now I'm tired. Really gotta get on the Christmas shopping, motherfuckers. No, that doesn't go there. There's a streamer with Tourette's. I saw her last night, actually. And I'm watching her, and I'm like, you know what? I got a little bit of the Tourette's myself. I have little facial twitches that I'm sure you guys have noticed. I just did one right there. My brother and I have had little facial tics and stuff since we were kids, and they come and go. And I would say they come and go with stress, but not really. They're just there. They're just ever present. They don't bother me. I don't care. But yeah, I saw her last night, and I was like, oh my God, I can so relate to what she's saying. She was pretty cool. You've been up for 24 hours. Why? Why have you been up? CBD oil. That's what it's called. Okay, absolutely. That's exactly what I gave my dog, and it didn't help. Everyone, of course, was swearing by it. Oh, it's great. It's so fucking great. Not at all. Not at all. One of those days you just don't want to wake up. Jesus. Wait, what? My roommate's a streamer who has Tourette's. Guy, not girl, though. Okay, gotcha. Hello, Lilo Pop. Good to see you. Wait, one of those days where you don't want to wake up, question mark, maybe everything sucks. You just want to justify ripping someone's head off? No, it was not that kind of day at all. No. It was just more, I've been in deep thought about, work and stuff. And so those days exhaust you when your head is in that space for a prolonged amount of time. I think the mind only can handle so much. And then you're like, oh, I need a break. Which is why I'm doing jigsaw puzzles. I guess I'm missing a piece. Oh, here it is. You're on Klonopin for facial tics. Is that your only symptom is facial tics? And you just don't like them? I've just gotten used to them. I don't care. But I imagine, I get that it might be a problem for some people who don't want to walk around with fucking facial tics because a lot of people don't get it. But, you know how it is. You get used to shit. You get used to people. Everybody's got their bag of hammers. That's what I thought was so cool about this Tourette's streamer. She's just like, yeah. She's so fucking severe. Like, she'll make little pops and like boop, 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 and all this shit. But, I imagine if you're her friend and you spend a lot of time with her, hell, after 5-10 minutes, I was getting used to it, You have anxiety and panic attacks. Oh, okay. So it's tied into that. Gotcha. You have penile tics, Bukaki. Somehow I doubt that. Physical ones are uncomfortable. Okay. You're playing music and doing jigsaw puzzles are so tacky and cheesy. I dig it. Well, I guess thanks for that. Lollipop Duck with Shades. Thanks, pal. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you for the cheer, pal. You playing music and doing jigsaw puzzles. Why is it tacky and cheesy, Lollipop? I'm glad you dig it. I dig it too. Talk to me, though. I want to know why it's cheesy. Like, what's cheesy about it? That's what I want to know. Retro Queen, thanks for streaming, Jaffe. I love having you stream while I'm making games. You are very welcome. I love streaming. It's fun to do. It's fun shite, pal. Now I'm just looking for this one puzzle. I put the grid up so you guys can help if you want to. Let me know. I'm looking for a flat bottom piece. You like cheese, Quiet Night? I do too. Cheese is good people, man. There's Ray. Let's put Ray over there. There's Poe. There's Poe. There's Ray and her big head. You love the idea of it. Wait, what, Bukaki? I love the idea of it? What you mean, good sir? There's BB-8. There's Shuey. There's BB-8. There's... Who's that? That's Poe? Okay. There's 3PO. My puzzle skills are awesome. Do I like... I don't know much kind of cheese. Depends on the cheese. Shouldn't love all cheese. Yeah, I'm a big fan of cheese, though. I like it. But there's probably certain types. There's that cheese that they make that is... that's like really takes years to ferment and make, where it's like it actually has maggots in it, and you stir it up and shit, and you get the maggots to sort of turn it over like the worms and shit. I saw this on Discovery Channel. It's really disgusting. But people say if you can kind of get up the gumption to eat it, it's quite delicious. But my response to that is go fuck yourself. Go fuck yourself. Because I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. You can't make me. Hey, 616. We're twitching now. Well, I do most of my game stuff over here, but I'll tell you what, 6-1, I've been thinking more and more about... I don't know. I've been having a real existential crisis about my stream lately, about changes I want to make to it. And one of them is I might want to start streaming on Twitch instead of YouTube, which I know is not probably the wisest, but Twitch has such a better suite of tools for engaging with people. It's just so much more user-friendly than YouTube, but it's really young, and I don't know if my audience is that young. They're probably not. But so the answer, that's a long answer to your question, 616. Right now, yeah. I'm on the Twitch for the moment, but I'm also on YouTube. I might be on YouTube tomorrow. Maggots are apparently very good for you, says Senior. I believe it. Oh, Jesus, Bukaki. That sounds like when you don't clean your foreskin. Sir, I would imagine that's often. Look, you're obsessed with the cleaning of the sexy time organ, sir. I'm noticing a pattern in you. This is very fascinating. You're either very clean or you're not clean at all, and your girlfriend's like, dude, you talk about it a lot, but you don't show up with the fucking soap and the rag, motherfucker, and it's starting to get on my fucking nerves. I don't really know if... I don't know. I wasn't expecting a digital puzzle. My girlfriend and I made a huge Superman puzzle in the shape of the S. Oh, nice. Yeah, I really like doing the jigsaw puzzles. I know, it's, somebody just told me earlier, it's really cheesy. And what'd they call it? They said, Jaffe, you doing jigsaw puzzles is cheesy and something else. But I like it. It's fun. It's about having fun, says Retro. When you don't have fun, you're not going to have the passion. You run out of passion, you ain't going to want to stream, which means no money anyway. That's true. Oh, she cleans it with her tongue. Jesus. Dude, puzzles are awesome. Anyone who doesn't like it are jabronis. Yeah, I know. Puzzles are fantastic. Does this puzzle comfort you? Yes. Doing puzzles late at night with the chill music and the lights off. Oh, I forgot my little lamp though. Hang on, it's too dark in here now. There we go. Hey. Come on now. I find it very cozy. Oh my God, there we go. I find it very cozy. Greta Thunk, you had to sign up here because I wasn't on YouTube. I'm still on YouTube. I'll be back on YouTube probably tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out, what to talk about these days. I tried to do a stream today, fellas and Filettis, and it was, there's some interesting game topics going on in the game universe, but it's like, I don't want to just make my whole stream about games, and I know that might be stupid because anybody who comes to my stream is, anyway, I don't want to get into it. I'm trying to figure out where the topics that I'm passionate about are and how to fashion that into a proper commercial product. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. I wanted to say I'm supportive of you and you don't have to feel bad about your previous game. Oh, thanks, Greta. I don't. I hope that video, it's not like I'm walking around depressed or anything, although that would be totally fine if I was. But I like to be honest about things when I stream and talk to people. And it was, it's an absolute, mourning process when you have that kind of a commercial failure. And but I appreciate that. It's very kind of you to say. I have yet to check out AEW. I know everybody tells me that I should, and I will. But I haven't really been on a wrestling kick lately. I was all excited the other day because I heard Ronda Rousey might be coming back, and everyone's like, "Oh, Ronda Rousey's going to be on tonight." And alas, no. Which I was never one of these Ronda Rousey haters. I always liked when Ronda Rousey was on the WWE, but no, I hear AEW is pretty damn good. Pretty darn good. I still love the video where you basically told haters to fuck themselves. Oh, I know. We got a lot of shit for that, Twitch, but yeah. Just be 99% politics and 1% gross news. The viewers will be pouring. I don't know about that, pal. Well, look, Twitch is saying no politics. And your white face is saying politics. So, did I have a bad day? No, I didn't have a bad day at all. I had a pretty good day. Lollipop says cheesy doesn't mean bad. Oh, it was you who said it. No, I hear you. I'm just saying it's interesting that that's how you define puzzles. Not in a bad way, just interesting. Yeah, Ronda Rousey, Greta, was on MK11. That's right. Jaffe, what do you think about the whole Phil Spencer control Game Pass? It's not a debacle, hail to Starscream. It basically, look, we all know it's coming to Game Pass. Here's what probably happened was, if you don't know what he's talking about, Phil Spencer was on some podcast or show, and he was talking about, he just casually mentioned that soon the control game from Remedy is going to be coming to Game Pass. And Remedy had to kind of rush and do damage control and be like, no, we haven't announced anything. We've never announced that's happening, blah, blah, blah. It's clear what's going on. It's clear. Phil Spencer's not just going to make shit up about games coming to Game Pass. Like, I'm the head of Xbox. I don't know what's coming to Game Pass. It's clear he knows what's coming to Game Pass. And, he let the cat out of the bag, and they had to walk it back because Remedy's like, dude, we have an entire Christmas season and maybe into January, February where we want to sell copies at full price. And now you're giving people an excuse to wait. And they're absolutely right because, look, I'm waiting to buy that game or get that game on Game Pass. I'm also waiting to play. I saw that Darksiders Genesis came out today. I talked about this on a stream a while ago. The subscription services are very quickly training a lot of gamers to wait. Unless they really want that game. And I think that's great. I think that's healthy that the game industry now has this second tier, just like the movie has, going from theatrical to sort of DVD Blu-ray. But it's going to get to a point sooner than later where everyone's just going to know almost everything is going to come to one of these services, if not all of these services, and it's not even going to be a thing. But Phil dropped the ball or let the cat out of the bag way too soon. didn't realize it. I mean, that's my theory. I can't imagine. The only other option you have to assume could have happened is Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, literally didn't know a game was coming to Game Pass, and he's like, what? What do you mean? I didn't know. Come on. The chances of that are pretty rare. So that's my answer. I bet they lock down these deals months in advance, so I bet it's easy to slip up. Absolutely, Lollipop. Remedy about to get free advertisement at the Game Awards and want the sales. Could be that too. Absolutely, Nutted Monkey. There's no doubt, though, why in the world... And they're saying it's selling pretty well, and they're into profit, which is great. And that's how it should be. That's how a healthy ecosystem should be. Everyone's like, these things aren't sustainable. It's like, no, dude, it's totally sustainable. That's what's great about it. Let them, come up with a window. Let them make as much money as they can, full price, and then move to a second tier where they can make more money. It's a wonderful system that the movie industry has been profiting off of for since the 80s, since VHS came into play. And I think it's wonderful that games are getting there. It's just, people are losing their shit right now because he probably spoke a little soon, but that's all. Through remote play, you could hypothetically play Drawn to Death on the Vita. You could back in the day. You can't anymore. What's a recent game that you love that didn't do well? I adore Onrush. Oh, that racing game? I mean, I played Psycho Yuppie. I love that. I played, this year, I played Horizon Chase Turbo. I adore that game. In terms of bigger games, I'm trying to think if there's a bigger game that I really enjoyed. I liked Layers of Fear a lot. That didn't do all that well. But I can't think, not entirely, but these days big games are they're not failure proof, but big games are. No, Onrush was kind of a big game. I don't know if I would call that a big game, but Onrush was a game that you could look at and you could go, wow, that's surprising that it didn't connect. I didn't like the demo of Onrush though. I'm still waiting for Black Ops 2 to drop in price on Steam. It went up in price. Interesting. I didn't know that. Corey called you out on God of War. Yeah. Where's Christmas music and hot chocolate? The Christmas music's playing. Can you not hear it? Is the Christmas music too low? Can you guys hear the music, fellas? Can you hear it deep in your soul? Let me know if I fuck up the mix. Some people were saying the mix is too loud. Let me know if that's okay. I don't have any hot chocolate tonight. I'll be getting some later, though, as we get closer to Christmas, I'll start doing hot chocolate streams, which means you got to get hot chocolate, too. You got to go to wherever you acquire your hot chocolate and pick it up, man. Otherwise, you can't come into the stream. What? Hot chocolate, hot cocoa, what's the difference? I don't think there's any difference at all. I think it's all the same. Tim Hortons. Oh, you're up in Canada. There's this YouTuber, this guy named Dale. I want to say his last name is Carver. He's this oldish guy, probably in his mid to late 60s. And all he does is he makes videos. He built this little cabin behind his house, very small, probably half the size of a small room. And he goes out there with his dog and his Kindle, and he reads books, and he cooks in a little stove and makes biscuits, and he has his Tim Hortons coffee and hot chocolate, and he's got the most soothing fucking voice. And I just will put that on sometimes when I'm feeling just kind of like I need a break, and it's a delightful little fucking YouTube channel. Boy, Jaffe, you're getting old. Why don't you put on some Murder, She Wrote, Jaffe, you fucking old fuck? I don't know. I think I'm going to be one of those guys that enjoys getting older. I got no issues with it yet. The body falls apart, there's that. But, other than that, it is warming quiet night. I'll put a link up sometime. I spent a straight week fixing router lag. You feel dirty now. Good for you, Wild Samurai. That's the way to feel. I'm diabetic, you discriminating against me with hot chocolate. Cheat a little bit. Don't really cheat. If I say it on stream and you cheat and you go into a diabetic coma, I'll be in court. You encouraged Bukkake to fucking cheat, and now he's dead. So I'm not really saying that. When I was ill, Greta says, my mama had a big dog that was my best friend. Oh, that's nice. And watched over me when I played. Once a bug showed up on the floor and I cried, but he came over and ate it. That's fantastic. Oh, I'm not that old. I know I'm not that old. I'm just saying there are things that I enjoy. You know what I'll tell you? I'm a conundrum, folks. Because I literally had somebody on YouTube today. I put up a video that I just thought was so funny. That was me and Bukaki, who's in the chat right now, talking about sex dolls the other night. And I just thought it was the funniest thing. And I was so glad he called in. And we had a little bit of a laugh about the sex dolls. And I put that up on the YouTube, and it got a lot of people saying, oh, this is funny. But this one guy's like, what's the matter with you? How old are you? And really trying to like age shame me like I'm too old to enjoy that kind of thing. But then I turn around and I'm like, ooh, jigsaw puzzles and hot chocolate. So I'd like to say my sort of age, my age understanding of I'm very balanced is my point, fellas. I'm a very balanced guy. Where the fuck? What's happening here? Is there a character that goes here? I don't know what's happening there. We have some issues, folks. We got to figure this out. I'm not 50 quite night, but I'll be 50 in a few years. I can't wait. Fucking robots will be great, though. I'm looking forward to it. Dude, there's a great doc on YouTube called Guys and Dolls about dudes and their romantic relationships with sex dolls. I don't really want to have a relationship with the sex doll. Somebody sent me a video. I think that might have been that one. And I'm just saying that when sex dolls get to the point that they are... they can walk around and do things and they look as good as they look, then, find me. We'll have a different conversation. But right now, we're not there yet. But we'll get there. And we'll get there hopefully in my lifetime because I want to partake in the sexy time with the doll. That looks like it's Chewbacca, but no. Let's save this over here. Just waiting your pee-pee stops working. I hope not. 10 different game streaming services, 20 movie streaming services, $400 a month to get all the few good games. Yeah, well, why would you pay for all of them? Yeah, you can get a boyfriend doll, too. There was an article I read, Greta, about, it's hyperbole, but it was like, oh, women are now starting to abandon their men in favor of the male sex dolls. You can absolutely get that. Thank you for the follow, Chango. I appreciate that, buddy. You can get that. Mike Warrior, the great thing about subscription services, honestly, if you really have the time and interest in being financially smart about it, is all you need is one a month. It's like, okay, you're into Netflix. Get Netflix, ate it on site, on slot. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Binge the fuck out of Netflix, cancel it, get Disney Plus the next month. The next month get Shudder. I mean, all these people complaining about these things, you're not signing long-term contracts. It literally takes me minutes to go into Hulu. That's what I do with Hulu. When it's college football season, I pay for live TV on Hulu because I want to watch all the games. The minute Auburn's done playing and they just finished, it takes minutes. Not even minutes. It takes a minute to go to Hulu, go to the dashboard and go, okay, I'm turning off live TV, and suddenly I'm saving $40 a month. I think people like to complain just to complain, which I get. It's a fun hobby. But come on now. All right, let's get serious about this puzzle. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of waiting. I got more puzzles lined up for the evening. All right, where does this go? This looks like a human. Is there a back of a head? There's a character here. Who the fuck is this? Is this Billy D? You see, Billy D. Williams came out the other day and said he's gender fluid. He identifies as a man and a woman. That's what he said. Billy D. Williams. I only get Netflix when Stranger Things comes out. That's smart, pal. That's the way you do it. I think their issue is more that it keeps dividing what's on what service. Yeah, I mean, sure. For example, the remaining Marvel movies are now leaving, like Thor Ragnarok is leaving Netflix this month and going to Disney Plus. And again, you can still buy these things if you really want to own them, but I have not bought a DVD I've not bought a Blu-ray in a very long time. So I just stream games for free. Fuck the NFL. Just let me buy games individually. Can you do that? I didn't know you could do that. Billy D clarified later he doesn't know what gender fluid is. Did he really? So then what the fuck was he talking about? What was he talking about then? I don't understand. Nick the Rat, you've not bought physical media in years. You know what, man? I don't think I have either. I'm trying to think the last piece of physical. I mean, I maybe have bought a book here or there because I still enjoy the feel of a book in my hand. But I may be like you, pal. You and I are brothers in arms, Bubba. Jaffe, he said yesterday, what the hell is gender fluid? That's not what I meant. I like women. No one said he didn't like women. Gender fluid doesn't mean you don't like women. People don't, David. People keep gym memberships and never use them. I understand, Mike. I'm just saying you don't have to. Get on the ball, pal. Get on the ball and fix your shit. Get your shit in order. We don't know how long we got on this planet. You ever read those things? You wake up and this guy died, this industry guy died or whatever. It's like sudden. He died sudden. You don't know if it was suicide, the guy had a heart attack. But you go to his Twitter. You ever do that? You go to somebody's Twitter who died that day, the day before, and you read their last tweets, and it's like they were absolutely dying was not in the cards for them. They're just like, oh, dude, fucking can't wait to watch the Patriots play this weekend. Boom. Next thing you hear, they're dead. They're dead. That's not on their radar. You ever do that? You ever go to the Twitter and read that shit? Oddstreet, how you doing, pal? Buy a Blu-ray digital combo, redeem the code, give the disc as a gift. That's not a bad idea. I never thought about that. What kind of female is most attractive to guys? Well, the good news there is everybody's got their own taste. I will tell you that the traditional woman that most guys are said to supposed to like is not my cup of tea. Like, I don't like the Kardashians. I don't think they're hot. I don't like the Barbie-esque women. I find that really unappealing. I don't find the women with massive boobs. That's just not my cup of tea. And I'm not being sexist or anything. I'm just telling you my preferences. But a lot of guys, if you ask, I bet you, I should do that on a stream once. I should look up kind of what are the top 10 qualities the average, I guess it changes by region, the average guy likes. My guess is I would probably have a couple of those, but not all of them. I certainly wouldn't be typical in terms of, I'm much more of a girl next door kind of guy. That's what I like. My childhood crush, Olivia Newton-John for sure, was one. Farrah Fawcett was for sure. I mean, it depends on the age you're talking about. When I got 13, 14, 15, it was like Amanda Peterson from the movie Explorers, who ended up being a heroin addict and ended up dying, was someone that I really liked. I tried to track down my extremely hot 4th grade teacher. I'm 29, and while I couldn't find her, I found her daughter. It was the daughter she was pregnant with. I was in 4th grade. I was heartbroken to learn her daughter. Oh, I thought this was going somewhere sexy, and then you're like, I was heartbroken to learn the kid passed away at 18. Damn. Oh, I do like Dizzy Kitten. Danny Unchained, you're right. I wonder if she's streaming right now. Is there a way to know if she's streaming? Oh, yeah, Jaffe, you can go to Twitter. I know, I'm looking at my thing. Let me. Somebody tell me if Dizzy, is that her name? Dizzy Kitten? Yeah, Dizzy Kitten's pretty. I like Dizzy Kitten. She's too young for me. That makes me, I'm a pervy old man, I guess. But yeah, she's real pretty. It did get darts in your white face. 617 is bringing everybody down. She is streaming. Oh, Dizzy Kitten. Dizzy Kitten wants to go on a date with me. She doesn't. It's a lie. It's a fantasy. It's a fantasy. Look, they're all pissed at 3PO. He's like, oh, hello, blah, blah, blah. And there's no one. Look, she's like, fuck you, motherfucker. They're all pissed at him. Look, even Chewie's pissed. Look at the body language. They're all over here. He's all alone. Look at him. I wonder when this movie's going to be about. Excited to see it. Excited to see it. It was dark. I'm sorry. She was beautiful. Seemed to be a talented artist. So how did she die at only 18? What happened? What happened? She better raid me. Dizzy Kitten better raid me. Somebody go over there and say, hey, come on now. Go raid Jaffe, Dizzy Kitten. I don't know if her audience would be my audience. That's another thing you can do on this channel, especially now with their new stream manager. You can't do that on the YouTube. When people follow me or cheer or sub, I can immediately see a list. It's right here. Oh no, a car accident. That's terrible. If they have advanced robots in Star Wars, why did nobody make the lady robot you want? I don't know. Maybe they're too busy fighting the Emperor. Maybe that's one of the reasons they're fighting. Secretly, they're like, can we just get the war over so we can make a sexy version of C-3PO? Are there any female droids in Star Wars? I don't think there are. I don't think I've ever seen a female. Have we ever seen a female droid? Kristen Dunst in a wet t-shirt in the rain with her nipple sticking out in Spider-Man. Yeah, Major PP confused. How old were you? Why was it confused? Were you like a little kid? Or are you a lady? No, you have a PP, so you're not a lady. Unless you're Billy D. Williams, and then you're just confused. Wait a minute, what did he mean then? If he says, wait a minute, I'm not gender fluid, did he just, is he trying to say he's bisexual then? What does it mean to be gender fluid in Billy D's mind? That's what I want to know. Come on, Jaffe. Don't make yourself look bad doing this puzzle. Get this shit done. All right. Let's get this one done. Here we go. All it takes is a little focus, and things fall into place for Jaffe. Look at that, little focus. There is a female droid in a recent Star Wars movie. Well, Solo, yeah, this Solo was a woman droid. That's right. And I always thought that didn't they put the AI for that in the Millennium Falcon? The girl from the AT&T ads. I don't know who that is. Send me a link. We'll look at her together. My first crush outside of Space Jam's Lola was I was 4. I didn't get it. Was Christina Ricci. Oh, yeah, from Casper. I was a little kid, and I thought, I get why Casper loves her. I do, too. Aw. So since there seems to be a phrase for people fucking things, what would a robot fucker be called? A robot fucker would be called a... let me think. I don't know. There's got to be something clever. I don't know. I'm on the spot now. I can't come up with anything funny. Technophile? I don't think so. AT&T Lily is the kind of hot that makes you wonder what the hell's going on. Okay, I have to look her up now. Hang on, sorry. If I just type in AT&T Lily, well, that'll do it. Okay, hang on. AT&T Lily. I used to like E-Insurance, Aaron Insurance. She was pretty hot. Okay, let's see. Okay, okay. There she is. She's pretty cute. I don't think she's like, oh my God. She makes me wondering what the hell's going on. But yeah, she's pretty. But see, I like her when she's not all made up. I like her like when she's in the AT&T commercial. I'm looking at a picture right now where she's wearing a fancy dress and shit. And I'm like, no, I like the girl next door look. That's what does it for Papa Jaffe. That's what does it for Papa Jaffe. It's, it's sexier. That's how that works. I'm telling you what's sexier because you don't know. You can't decide for yourself. Robot fucker, that'll work. Tech kind of sucks in Star Wars for being so advanced and future-like. All their droids are trash cans or fucking who can't bend their arms and super slow, while Vader's in constant pain walking in a 5,000-pound costume that's life support. That's a really good point. That's a good point. Never thought about it. But they can go light speed. And if they, again, I say this all the time, and I always expect people to go, damn, Jaffe, that's super clever. No one ever has. But it is still super clever, which is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. That means that Star Wars, canon-wise, could exist in our time. Here we go. We did it. Next puzzle. That means that if it's a long time ago and it's a galaxy far, far away, it's still in our universe. So we could potentially, get there. I think that's pretty cool. I think that's pretty fucking cool. It is clever, isn't it? Our biblical Star Wars puzzle is done. That was biblical? Oh, we didn't study it. Do I hate being called Papa Jaffe? No, given that I'm the one who started calling myself Papa Jaffe. And I don't know why. I think because I do feel old. I do feel older than I should. Maybe it's what, I have teenagers. Maybe when you have teenagers, you can't help but feel old. But it might be that. And I don't mean that like, oh, I'm really young. No, I'm 48. 48's not a spring chicken, but it's not an old dude. But I do feel old sometimes. Maybe it's not healthy. I should talk to my therapist about that. It's like, dude, is that weird? How does a 48-year-old, how are you supposed to feel at 48? What am I supposed to laugh at 48? What am I supposed to enjoy at 48? I know what society says, but I don't like what society says, so society can go fuck off. Society can go fuck itself. Well, one thing, Jaffe, is you're not supposed to be doing the jigsaw puzzles. Ha ha, touche, motherfucker. Did you hear Jeff Keighley said RE3 was never supposed to be revealed at the TGAs and all the announcement hasn't been leaked? Yeah, it's great. That's wonderful. Yeah, I heard that they're not announcing that game at the Game Awards, which we will be streaming live next week. Hopefully you'll watch them with us. If not, fuck you. But I did hear that, yes. My therapist does not call me Papa Jaffe. He can. If he wants to take $25 off the price, he can call me whatever he wants. The man charges $175 goddamn dollars an hour. You heard me. You heard me. That ain't no joke. $175 an hour. Greta says, I think it's sweet you have a live stream and you tell us stories. Well, thank you, pal. I appreciate you think it's sweet. How many pieces are these puzzles? Well, Retro, what I love about this is you can set it yourself. So I'll be doing a puzzle tonight if I have the energy from someone on Patreon, and he just sent me the picture he likes, and I broke it down. The program breaks it down into sort of whatever size you're in the mood for. So it's kind of totally up to you. Your therapist charges you $70. Where do you live, man? And is your therapist good? Jeff Keighley always looks like he stole your girlfriend. I don't know about that, sir. You can upload your own pics. Yes, Retro, absolutely. Oh, good, Solid. We'll see you on the. We'll see you next week then when we stream the Game Awards. I'll try to do some special stuff for her. I don't know what. But I'll try to do some special fun stuff. Well, there's all hogwash right there. I always imagine that hogwash on our streams looks like Oscar the Grouch. And every time I say that, he's like, no, I look like this wrestler dude. Whatever, hogwash. Ian, how you doing? I just had to put my dog... Oh, no! Oh, no! I just had to put my dog down this evening. Oh, and having Papa Jaffe streaming Sesame Street puzzles is the palate cleanser my soul needs. Well, sir, you are welcome, and I am glad you're here. And that's a horrible thing that you have to do. It's wonderful and loving, and sometimes or oftentimes it's necessary. And we had to do it with our dog a few years back, and it went as well as it could. It was a beautiful fucking ceremony, and we made a ceremony out of it. We sure did. But I hope that you are doing okay, because that is no joke, and that is rough. That is almost, it's not rough as it comes, but it's pretty goddamn rough, pal. And my heart goes out to you and your family, because that is a loss, and a lot of people don't get it. I remember, I'm going to tell you a story. I remember being really kind of annoyed once with somebody I was working with in the video game industry, because I wanted to have this meeting. And he called me the night before and said, oh, our cat died. We had to put our cat down. So I'm staying home from work to be with the kids and all this. And in my mind, I didn't really have any pets yet. I didn't have kids yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? We're building a goddamn video game, dude. It's a cat. Say, pat your fucking kids on the head, move on with your fucking life, and let's get back to making fucking classics, And, I mean, I didn't say it like that. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But in my head, I was thinking that. And, it wasn't until we had kids and I had a, dog that we had to put down. And I was like, oh my God, Jaffe, you are so insensitive. It is losing an absolute family member. It absolutely is. Absolutely is. We had the dog put down in the house. The kids, it was so sad. The kids knew, of course. It was like 4 years ago, so they were old enough to be aware and engaged with the process. And they gave it its last walk. His name was Austin. And thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Volanaway Diabolos. I'll call you Val if you don't mind. And so they knew what was going on, and they gave him his last walk. And we went to McDonald's, and we got him his final meal, which was just, all the stuff he couldn't eat, especially like we got him a chocolate sundae and all this shit. And he ate it in the kitchen, and then we got all these blankets. I'm going to start crying. We got all these blankets and pillows, put him in the living room, and there's like 7 of us. We were all gathered around him, and we just, and the lady was there administering the shots and walking us through the process and telling us what was going to happen next and all this. And we were just petting him and loving him and crying and telling him how much he meant to us. And eventually he just fell right asleep. And that was that. We carried him out to the transportation vehicle they brought to take him away. And that was it. A couple days later, they were back with the cremation remains that my oldest is still sad about it. Sometimes she'll still just break down and cry. It's been 3 years. And sometimes we'll go to the dog park with Austin or Ace, our new dog, and she'll literally take the box of remains. And I mean, she's not an idiot. She knows the dog's gone, but she was real close to him. I had a terrible experience putting my dog down, says Retro. 18 years of age, was homeless with that dog. Oh my God. I felt so terrible for weeks after because I just didn't feel comfortable doing that and felt it would have been better for her to die at home with the family. Well, the thing is, though, Ian, you made your dog a big steak dinner wrapped in bacon. Oh, I'm sure, I don't know if it was a he or she, I'm sure that was just phenomenal for that dog. That's a wonderful gift. Yeah, I don't know. All I can tell you is everybody who came to the house, like we let that dog live longer than it needed to because the vet kept saying, it's fine if he can do this, if he can do that. But everybody who came to the house was like, dude, I didn't want to say anything, but I knew for months it was time for that dog to go. And we just didn't want to let it go, but also we were listening to the vet, and the vet was saying, nah, if the dog's still eating, he's fine. But looking back now, he probably was in more pain for a longer amount of time than he should have been. And, your dog is 7 years old. Well, what kind of dog you got, man? My dog's life expectancy is about 10 years. And he's 5 now, but hopefully he'll live longer than that. But they're joys, man. They're joys. My current dog's about to be 10. I adopted him when he was 8. I always wanted to give an old dog a home. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so nice. That is so nice. My dad had a dog in the farm. It was shot 6 months ago. What? Wait, my dad had a dog in the farm. It was shot 6 months ago. He still didn't go past that he really liked the dog. I don't know what you're saying. I'm sorry. Your last dog lived for 18 years. That's great. I fed the dog garbage. She ate chocolate. It's genetics. It's true. Bukaki, there's the AT&T girl. I'll look at it in a minute. That's farm life. Kill a chicken or something. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what makes him live. It's time. It's time. He doesn't have to go out, but there's my baby. There's my baby. He's the baby. I literally the other day, we'll come back to the puzzle. I don't know why it was on my mind, but I went out to where he sleeps in the middle of the day, and I said, come here. And he came over, and he laid down, and well, you know what? I'll tell you in just a second. We're going to take a little ad break. Boom. Now, here's the question. Who is getting the ad and who is not getting the ad? Because not everybody gets the ads. But I like this new... That's the other thing with this fucking thing. I I like the ad system that these guys have now, where you can run ads on your own instead of forcing people to watch them at the beginning. I think it's a much better system. And I can tell, like right now I have 30 seconds remaining of the ad, but you guys can still, so you're getting the ad. Okay. I don't get ads. I'm not a Prime member, but I am an affiliate. I think you still get ads if you're an affiliate. I had ads last. Yeah. So I don't know what the criteria is for ads and why you get them, why you don't. But this ad, I'm going to give it 9 seconds to go. I'll hold my thought. Okay. So that's the ads. So the ad should be over. But what I was saying is, thanks for subscribing, Ian. Ian, you're our first subscriber on this channel. And if you haven't subscribed to the Jaffe stream, now is a perfect time. Come on, kids. But what I was going to say is I like, it's another reason people are like, don't you want to stream on YouTube? Twitch has been doing so much lately to make the experience better. Holy shit. Thanks, Toku, for joining the Jaffe stream. I was kind of kidding. I wasn't. I mean, I'm thrilled you subscribed, but thanks, man. I appreciate that. But they just make it so much nicer. And it's like, I can play an ad and we can talk about the ad and we can, you don't have to watch an ad before the show starts. And it's very, I don't know. I think YouTube's going to have to, Mixer and Twitch have a much better experience. I'd like to think YouTube's going to get on the ball. But seriously, thanks, Toku. I appreciate it. Quiet night whenever you're ready, pal. Whenever you can. Don't ever feel pressured. I'm just glad you're hanging out with us, man. Okay. I need to find... Okay, this is ridiculous. Where are my edge pieces? Focus, Jaffe. Focus, Jaffe. Hello, Master Furiax. I didn't know you were in here, pal. Okay, I'm moving this over here. I'm tired of this bullshit. If Billy D can come out and say he's no longer gender fluid... Somebody's got to fill me in. No one's answered my question. Billy D said he was gender fluid. Then you're saying he walked it back. So was he trying to say bisexual? Or was he just out of his fucking mind and not know what the fuck he was talking about? Apparently Twitch is a shit show internally from what I've heard. Interesting. I wonder what's going on. I haven't noticed it, but... Sony kind of sounds like a shit show internally. I'll be honest with you, man. I love those guys over there. They're wonderful people. But what is people leaving left and right, man? They're I don't know if it's cleaning house. I don't know if people are quitting because they're like, fuck this nonsense. This doesn't reflect the kind of company I want to be. I have no idea what's going on over there. I just know it's kind of crazy. RBG says Billy just meant he sucks cocks every once in a while. Gender fluid means they're greedy and will go to boy, or they will go to boy, girl, or be a boy or girl. Yeah, but what did he mean by it? Dave needs to... oh, listen, dude. I hate this fucking thing. I despise having this beard. It's just I've been lazy and I've been busy. This is not a look I'm curating, I assure you. It's awful. It's awful. I don't like this song at all. It's stupid. Yeah, what is that? Yeah, Bukaki's like, your music went from Christmas to holiday retail. Let's see if it improves. What is this? What the fuck is it? This is still the same thing. We're gonna go back here. There we go. Fuck that bullshit. Yeah, I don't know what that was, man. Okay, this is ridiculous. I need the edge pieces. Does anybody see any fucking edge pieces? There's this and there's this. Oh, here's one. Okay, here's one. Okay, this goes here. You think Jim Ryan is destroying... oh, I'm not showing the puzzle. I'm sorry, fellas. My bad. You think Jim Ryan is destroying Sony? I don't know if he's destroying Sony. I think he's probably just doing what he thinks is necessary to right the ship and prep it for next gen. And some of these people who have left recently, I can't tell you because I don't think it's public knowledge. Some of them you would know, and some of them you'd like, who's that? But I haven't seen it in the press, and so I don't feel comfortable mentioning names. But there are people that you're like, holy shit, that guy left? It's like, yeah. And whether he quit or was fired, I don't know. So it's interesting that Jim Ryan's coming in and definitely has a vision. Hopefully it works out for him. Okay, Edge Piece. You hate Christmas music. Come on, man. I'd love to do, I wouldn't want to do Beach Boys, but I would love to do something that's not, you know, I don't know. I get it. It's not my music. Just because I want to play it doesn't mean I should be able to play it. I get it. But it's like, God damn. Could some of these bands just be like, you know what? I don't know. Maybe they're still making money. I don't know. All I'm saying is the choice of music that people on Twitch and YouTube have to play so they don't get a copyright violation is really bad. It's really bad. Cerny's still there. That's true. Either I think about being Hulk, just punching people with Christmas gifts, or it's Noel, get out of my way. I'm off to jump over a cliff. I love Christmas, and I'm fucking an atheist, and I was raised as a Jew, and I fucking love this holiday. It's a beautiful holiday. The only problem with this holiday and Thanksgiving is that, you know, it doesn't really last, and we're hypocrites, and we're not really serious about it. But the idea of saying, hey, wouldn't it be nice to have a holiday that we talk about gratitude and what we're thankful for and coming together, that's a nice thought. But humanity's so fucking, we're a bunch of hypocrites anyway. Retro says, Jaffe, you have Twisted and God of War fans. We're dark as people. I'm dark too. I'm super fucking dark, but I'm also very light and frothy. I like all of it. I like all the colors in the crayon box, you know what I'm saying? My entertainment, I don't tend to like dark. Maybe that's because when I create stuff, I go dark. And so it doesn't feel correct to do that. Like I don't enjoy the dark entertainment because so much of it is what okay, wait a minute. Let's get this fucking thing done. Hang on. This is ridiculous. There we go. Let's move this fucking out. Let's work on the bird, shall we? 5 years ago, I was sleeping under a bridge. Now I'm here with you fine folks on the Jaffe stream. Well, welcome, sir. You were sleeping under a fucking bridge? How does that, were you always in financial precarious straits as a kid? And I mean, what the fuck happened, man? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm glad you're here now. It's a testament to how quick life can turn around, pal. I relate, so does the boyfriend. Retro, is your boyfriend there right now watching the stream? I don't know why. I just think that's the coolest thing that I never even think about that multiple people on the same screen can be watching. I always wonder what people are doing when they're watching. I had a guy once call me. He was driving his truck. He's a truck driver, obviously, really, Jaffe. And he called me while he was driving his goddamn truck. I thought that was cool. He slept under the same bridge Kurt Cobain did. Jesus Christ. He is. Hello, Mr. Retro Queen Gamer. My favorite cycle is the let's get this shit done takes questions. Wait. My favorite cycle is let's get this shit done takes questions. Okay, let's get this shit done. Well, because I want to focus and get the puzzle done, but at the same time, you know, I want to talk. You once ran away from home. I couldn't sleep in the underpass and you went back home. Well, I'm glad you went home, man. So Quiet Night, it was fucked up family shit. Man, that'll kill you. That'll do it. That'll do it, man. I'm sorry to hear that. I had a loving family, but they were crazy. They were always supportive, but they were out of their fucking minds. But some families, man, I know this one guy who's a pretty famous fucking writer. And we went to college with him. And he would tell us stories about he was gay. And he came from a very religious family. And his family was like super hardcore fire and brimstone shit. And he would tell us stories of he would grow up and his dad, you know, who's supposed to fucking be there for him and love him unconditionally, was like, you're going to burn in hell if you don't change your evil ways and shit. And I'm just like, are you serious? He's like, dude, absolutely. It's what turned him into an alcoholic, or at least led him to be an alcoholic. And I'm like, your dad's supposed to be, and your mom's supposed to be, you know, your biggest fucking cheerleader, man. But not everybody gets that. I get it, man. A year ago, I was watching the stream in a casino. That's awesome. Put the Jaffe stream down on red. Put it down on red. That's going to double my viewers if it comes up. Come on, man. No matter what, you're kind of fucked for life, says Retro. It took me 30 to have any kind of proof I exist and never got any credit. You were homeless at 16. Well, I'm glad you got it. I'm glad you got out of that. I'm glad you found somebody. And I'm glad that you're here with us now, Retro. And I'm glad you're making games. Look at you. Forget watching the stream. Sleeping under an overpass to making a video game? What the fuck? That's great. That's great. People are mean to the homeless. It's really... I mean, I guess I get it because the homeless scares people. I think the homeless is probably scares people almost more than anything else because everybody knows they're a handful of really bad luck and bad decisions away, and that could be them. And well, thank you so much for the cheer, Ian. I appreciate that, pal. I played Luigi's Mansion to get my mind off every... Oh, your message went away. How can I read that message again? Hang on. I need to leave those up longer. Why was everybody in the chat homeless? How do I wish I could see that. Well, I'm sorry. I'm going to leave those up longer next time. I'm sorry. But I think you were saying... Oh, here it is right there. I played Luigi's Mansion 3 to get my mind off everything today. And when the ghost dog popped out, I started crying. Probably should have picked a different game. Well, I hear you. I hear you. But I'm hey, man, I've told this story recently, and I don't think it's private because Ken Levine tweeted it. You know Ken Levine, the game designer of Bioshock, and I think he wrote Batman comics. I loved this tweet last year. He tweeted out at Thanksgiving, he said that he was super grateful for video games. That was what he was grateful for. And he said because he had some lonely Thanksgivings where all he had were his video games, and they really kind of got him through some really rough, lonely times before his life took a turn for the better. So I love that games can do that. And I'm glad you had Luigi's 3. I hear it's fucking great. I haven't played it yet. I need to buy that fucking thing because you know that one ain't coming to Game Pass. Well, thank you, Ducks with Shades. It says Jaffe rules. I wasn't homeless either, solid. You have a play test tomorrow for your game with some Sony guy? So what are you working on? Are you working on a Sony video game? Or are you working on an indie or what? I can talk to my director tomorrow and see if we can have you do a video. I mean, I'm happy to do it. I've done those before. But, I mean, like I said, in the context of what we were talking about on Discord tonight, I'm not looking to do it for viewership. But if your director literally is like, hey, I would love to have somebody who works in the industry and has worked in the industry for a while come in and through video talk to the students, I'm happy to do it. I've done those things before, and they're always fun. And if that's something you guys want, I'm there for you. Look at Oscar popping out the trash can there. Look at him popping out the trash can. Okay, where are we going? Oh, Bert and Ernie are up here, I bet. That's Bert's stupid fucking hat, right? Come on, Bert. Hey, Bert. Okay, this puzzle's harder than it should be. What the fuck? What the fuck? All right, come on, Jaffe. You can do this. Focus, motherfucker. My guess is this goes there. And then my guess is this goes here. And this goes... Nope. 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 I need a yellow piece. That goes there. Look at Papa Jaffe. Zoom, motherfucker. Zoom that shit together. I heard Cory Barlog got arrested for talking back to a cop. I don't think so. Big Bird is standing behind Bert and Ernie. Yes, that's right. Thank you, sir. That's exactly right. Look at you go. Look at you, Ian. Kicking ass, man. Mike Warrior is in bed with the Jaffe stream, eyes closed and fondling. Mike Warrior, touch yourself and rip off your dick, motherfucker. But it was a very long time ago before God of War. I never heard that story. The guy who sang Eye of the Tiger from Survivor came to my high school years ago to sing for our class. He couldn't hit the high notes anymore. I believe it. Were they like, who the fuck is this guy? Master Furry says Corey was at Disneyland with his wife and son for their birthdays. I'm going to talk about this on tomorrow's stream. Not that Corey was at Disneyland, but I saw a guy, I'll save it for tomorrow, but I saw somebody quoting or tweeting about something that really was interesting. And now you're like, thanks, Jaffe, for bringing it up. I'll bring it up tomorrow. It doesn't seem right to bring up tonight. Did you see the Star Wars hotel in Florida that they're opening? Which is like, it's not literally like Westworld because that technology doesn't exist, but it's like Westworld in the sense that it's an experiential hotel where it's role-playing and all that shit. For a cabin for 5 people, it's $3,500 a night. But they say they're comparing it, they're saying it's like a cruise ship on land. So if you expect it to be more like a traditional hotel, you're absolutely going to get sticker shock. But they're like, you can't think about it like that. It really is more like a cruise ship. So the artist got engaged. Wait, 616 says, Jaffe, my buddy, the artist just got engaged. Who is that? Any words for him? I'll show this to him tomorrow. Which artist? What artist got engaged, sir? Who's the artist? You're welcome, Mike. You're welcome, pal. Oh, your buddy, the artist, got engaged. Any words for him? I mean, sure. I mean, if it works, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. It's not permanent. Tattoos are more permanent than marriage. I mean, marriage is great. Marriage is great when it is, and sometimes it's not. And when it's not, see if you can fix it. And if you can't, move on, but enjoy it while you got it because it's fun when it works. I'm not one of these guys that puts... I'm not like, oh, marriage is the greatest fucking thing in the world. It's fine. It's a lot of fun sometimes, and sometimes it's a pain. It's just kind of B6 to Big Bird. Are you serious? B6 to Big Bird. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So like a lot of times when people like clap, when I know this sounds so curmudgy. Hang on, I think we're almost done with this. I'm not trying to be like, oh, fuck marriage or anything. But I know a lot of times people are like, oh, and they clap, and it's like, it's so romantic. It's like, well, is it? Merry motherfucking Christmas. RPG says, he meant congratulations. Words, dude. He starts by talking about divorce. I'm just saying, I'm not talking about divorce like marriage is bad at all. I'm just saying that let's just say that the knee-jerk response to marriage, people's marriage news, always strikes me as a little odd. Because what I really want to know is, well, are they a good couple? Is it a good relationship? Does it feel like they really should be together? Blah, blah, blah. If the answer is yes, then absolutely fantastic. Enjoy that. But I'm just, I have thoughts on marriage excuse me, that run a little counter sometimes. That's all. You're making a game in Unity for your final. It's my take on the Guardian Legend for the NES. I don't know that game. School likes my take. Nice. And I made it myself. Oh, good for you. And your boyfriend made the music. What is Guardian Legend? I don't know. I know a lot of the NES games. I don't know that one. You made it in 2 weeks by yourself? Well, hey, if it's playable and if you're proud of it when it's done, I'd love to stream it on the stream. Let me know if you feel comfortable sharing it, and I would love to put it on the stream. If you want. Obviously, it's like, no, dude, fuck you. But if you want, I'd be happy to do it. For years, my mom and dad would try to make it work only for me and my brother. Yeah, I was married for a while. It was great, and then it wasn't great. It was never bad. It just became kind of like, this isn't right anymore. And we tried to make it work for a handful of years, but eventually we were like, yeah. It was a relief when we both were like, you want to not do this anymore? And she was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, that feels good. Let's go get food. And we've been great friends ever since. Honesty, motherfucker. Honesty. Oh, this is a tricky one because it's not, the lines are, oh, your parents hate each other. Okay. Will I watch Marriage Story with Scarlett Johansson and Kylo Ren? It's about divorce. I won't go out to the theater to see it. But I'll see it when it's, on Apple TV or something. The artist got engaged. Wait, which artist will get a huge laugh from him? Okay, gotcha. You feel like marriage is outdated. Yeah. I mean, I don't think long-term relationships, I don't think love is outdated, but I absolutely agree with you that straight-up marriage is, it gets harder and harder to really throw my support, not that anybody needs it, but to throw my support into that particular vats. Vats? What, Jaffe? What are you talking about? What's great is no one has answered me about Billy D. Williams. No one has still told me what the fuck the man meant. It's fine. You don't owe it to me. You don't owe me an answer about Billy D. I understand. Who's Wendy Williams? Isn't she a talk show host? Jaffe, did you see Phil Spencer humble bragging on Twitter? He has an Xbox Scarlet at home. I don't think that's a humble brag. He's the fucking head of Xbox. Of course he does. No, it is not. You're telling me Marriage Story is Netflix? Oh, I thought that was like an indie film in theaters. Fuck yeah, I'll watch it over the break. God damn. I still haven't seen Irishman. My screen's not big enough for Martin Scorsese to approve it. You know, I got to send off for Martin Scorsese's approval to make sure I'm watching his movie right. Marty, come on, pal. Retro says, I would love to give you a build. I do want to push it since I got good response. Not positive if it's your cup of tea. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to give me a build when you're happy with it, I'd love to play it. If anything, I feel like weddings are a bit outdated. That's true. My favorite part of our wedding, my in-laws spent $10,000 on our wedding. And looking back, we're like, oh my God, the most fun of our wedding was sitting around with our friends after the wedding that were our good friends that were there when everyone else had gone home and just hanging out and shooting the shit and smoking cigars and stuff. So we could have saved 10 grand and put that money in on our down payment for a house or all kinds of shit. But you live, you learn. You live, you learn. What do you know? Jaffe, here's Billy D. What I was talking about, I can't do Billy D, was about men getting in touch with their softer side. Okay, so that's what I was referring to. I was talking about men getting in touch with the feminine side of themselves. I wasn't talking about sex. I wasn't talking about gay or straight. I'm not gay by any stretch. Not that I have anything against gay people, but personally not gay. Gotcha. I didn't even think, I think people get gender mixed up with sexuality anyway. I don't think gender fluid has anything to do with who you want to shtup, but it's not a complicated idea, but if you haven't spent time talking to people who know those things and are into those things, I guess people would assume it's the same thing. Okay, thanks for the clarification, though. What's Scorsese's deal? He wants people to watch it. Scorsese came out and said, I really don't want you to watch... He basically said you shouldn't watch The Irishman on a small screen. A big iPad, okay, sure, but it really is meant to be in a theater. He's like, I get that it's a long movie, and if you're going to watch it at home... You know, maybe you could do it where you turn off the phone so you don't take any phone calls. And I'm just like, dude, what is this? Am I preparing like for an operation or am I watching a fucking movie? I mean, he was, you know, and of course, you know, I mean, I love Scorsese and I love movies, but his fucking aficionados were out hardcore defending him. And I'm just like, are you guys serious? It's like, yeah, it would be nice to watch every movie in the pristine comfort of ArcLight with the perfect projection and sound, but you know what? I spent $140 taking my kids and family to Frozen 2. I'm about to spend another $140 taking them to see Star Wars or whatever, or Cats. You know, Marty, not everybody, every time they go to a movie, you know, A, wants to, B, wants to spend the money or can spend the money. And some people like to watch shit in the comfort of their home. Yeah, he's 77. What do you want from the man? What do you want from the man? Bukaki just says Billy D just wants to make sure people know he's not gay. Noted, Billy D. Good night, Quiet Night. Irishman's really great. No, good. I hear. I grew up with an NES and my parents got us a Genesis. I often wonder how different I'd be if I'd gotten the SNES. You ever think about how the little things could have shaped you? I don't think about that that often, but it's true. We had an Atari, and then we had an NES, and then we had a Genesis. And it wasn't until I worked as a tester at Sony that I even touched a Super Nintendo. And I was like, whoa, there's a lot of fucking buttons. And the testers, my fellow testers, never let me forget that. I was like, well, I'm used to the fucking, you know, I went from the NES, which basically had 2 buttons and a D-pad, to the Genesis, which barely had more. So forgive me if, fuck you. That's all I'll say. Duck says it was a bit pretentious. The Irishman is an excellent movie. Yeah, no, I love Scorsese. There's nothing about, I love his movies. I think he's fantastic. I very much am looking forward to seeing that motion picture. Please whisper from now on. No, fuck you, Mike. Fuck you, Mike Warrior. Aren't puzzles the greatest thing? I have had a puzzle game design in my back pocket for years that I would like to make. And I don't know how easy or possible it would be to get the funding, but I think it would be it would be really fun. I think puzzles are just a wonderful thing. Crazy. I love the fake designs on the internet circa 2008 of everyone making mock-ups of future consoles like PS4. Yeah, true. Dirty talk words, David. Fuck you, motherfucker. That's my dirty talk word. Do you like Red Letter Media? Why do I know that? Why do I know Red Letter Media? Yeah, I think it was the Super Nintendo had the shoulder buttons and the 4 buttons that just made me be like the triggers that made it was like they had 6 buttons, which was different, man. It was absolutely different. No, really? Jaffe, it was different. 6 buttons were different than only a few buttons. You know what? Fuck you. Go fuck yourself. Make fun of me. Make fun of me. Oh, they're movie critics. Okay, yeah, I've heard of them. They made those 3-hour-long Star Wars prequel critiques. I've never had the time to watch a movie that long, but I do hear those are pretty good. People always recommend them to me. But it's kind of annoying because they always recommend them to me. It's like, oh, you like this thing? Oh, well, watch this and you won't like it anymore because they'll tell you why you're wrong to like it. I'm just like, I'm okay liking it. I like liking it. No, you can't. You have to watch this. Okay. I guess that's what I'll do now. I'll watch a 3-hour movie. I defend its position. It's defendable. Artistic vision, like Xavier Dolan, director from Quebec, had 4 out of 3 res for part of his movie, and Netflix resized it. Oh, he demanded it to be put back. I mean, again, I have no problem if Martin Scorsese has an opinion of how he wants his movies shown at a business level. But once the movies are released out into the world, and I don't even have a problem if he says, hey, you know what? I'd just like to let you know, if you're curious, here's the way I think these movies, and he wasn't saying I'm going to come to your house and turn off your Netflix if you watch this movie in a way that I don't approve. It just came off as very tone deaf. It's like, dude, forget the cost of the thing. Just the fact that there are people who have other things going on in their lives. It's not all movies. And sometimes it's like, dude, I'm going to sit down and give you 3.5 hours of my life to watch your movie. And you just come off as kind of an elitist asshole when you start making demands or suggestions about how I should watch your film. I'm like, he's like, it would be better if you didn't interrupt it with going to the bathroom as much or taking phone. It's like, he literally was like, hey, you should schedule some time so you don't need to answer the phone. I'm like, dude, really? I don't like listening to critics that aren't in the business they're critiquing. Isn't that weird? Like, I can't listen to a wrestling podcast that's just fans. Give me something who was there, someone who with authority. Yeah, sure. Hello, Piper. Good to see you, pal. How was your birthday? Happy birthday, Piper. Hang on. Let me click. What did Bukaki just send us? Aw. That's super cute. Is that Baby Yoda? Is that Baby Yoda? 616. I guess I hear you. I know I hear you. But I mean, I don't know. The idea that the only people that, if you're just saying personally, the only people who critique things that you care about are people who actually make the content, sure, I can appreciate that. But I mean, I do think there are good, like I have a buddy who has a podcast about screenwriting, and it's absolutely phenomenal. And he's tried to write over the years, and he actually wrote or co-wrote the Twisted Metal Black movies with me. But ultimately, he's a better teacher, analyst, interviewer, critic than he is creator. And my enjoyment of his podcast, which he in his magazine is really high, and he's not in the trenches day to day making the stuff. I mean, sometimes I think having someone who can stand outside and see it in a consumer light is valuable. But to each their own, good sir. There's a Baby Yoda meme, and it's made like he turns on the radio. It's from Africa. Baby Yoda's the best. I'd put him in the category of in the business because he's been there and done it. I'd like to check that show out. It's called The QA with Jeff Goldsmith. In fact, I will drop a link right now. 1 second. The QA. It's a podcast. It's fantastic. He is also the editor-in-chief of Backstory Magazine. This is now in the chat if you are interested. It's fantastic. Imagine if Scorsese signed up to direct a game's cutscenes. He would hate me. He would be like, you can't skip them. I don't want you skipping them. So, well. Where's this fucking piece go? Where is this? There we go. God, the music just got all dark there for a minute. Oh, cool. 616. Absolutely. I bet you'll like it. I do screenwriting, says, is that Piper? Hey, Piper. Yeah, that's Piper. Other than that, boring day. Well, I'm glad you had a good birthday, though. I'd say 9 out of 10 screenwriters and writers in general don't know why a story works on an academic or mechanical way. A critic can see that stuff. Yeah, you'll like this podcast then. Are all the streams moving to Twitch? No, I'm struggling trying to figure that out. Tomorrow I'm going to do a normal Jaffe stream. Although I might start changing topics and not be as game-centric. We'll see. But that, for now, will be on YouTube. I don't know. I talked to the Discord earlier. I don't know. So the best thing to do if you like hanging out and watching my streams and stuff and being with everybody is follow me over on the Twitter. and I'll let you know from day to day. I haven't figured out. I had a bit of an existential crisis today when it comes to the stream, going, what do I want this thing to be about? And I honestly thought by now I would have it figured out because it's all I thought about all day, and I don't have an answer. I think it's one of those things where I need to go to sleep tonight and wake up in the morning, and hopefully my subconscious will have helped me out a little bit. Would I? Oh, God, hang on. Okay, Bukaki says, would I eat this? I wish I don't have my screen up where I can... Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Hang on. Okay. Okay, hang on. I think I can show this to people. Would I eat this? Hang on, Bukaki. This is the brilliance of the jigsaw puzzles, okay? He wants to know if I would eat this, okay? Hang on. Hang on. Okay, that's staying up. Hang on. We'll put that up for now. Oh, thanks for dropping the link about Twitter, man. I appreciate that. Hang on. I'm going to make Bukaki's picture the new puzzle, but it'll be like a real small puzzle. Hang on. Hang on, fellas. One second. Okay. That took longer than I wish, but oh well. Here you go. Bukaki says, would I eat this? Let's find out together, shall we? What's better, super chats or sub and bits? That's the tricky part, man. I don't know. I mean, they're all great. Anybody wants to spend some fucking money and it makes me happy. Would I eat this? Yeah, I would eat that. I mean, I would struggle with eating it because it's so goddamn beautiful. Subs give you emotes. Bits let you play sound effects. That's true. Jaffe, can you multi-stream? No, I can't, Rin10, because when I'm making money off either, they don't... Like, I can do it later, but I can't do it at the same time because monetization, they don't let you do that. There's got to be a 24-hour period. What did Discord tell you? I'm just waking up from a weed coma. One day you said the stream was getting shorter. The next day you said... It's all over the place, man. I don't know. Everybody's got a lot of good opinions, which I appreciated. But I don't know. It's not a Mogwai. It's Baby Yoda. What's better for me in terms of money? My guess is money is easier to come by over here on the Twitch, I think, because a lot of people have the Prime subs and the ads. Like, I can run ads a little bit whenever I want to on this, but I don't know. It's at the moment it's less about that and more about. And I don't want to. I'm going to literally talk about this for 2 minutes and we're going to move on. Okay. I don't even know what bukkake is. Solid. I think bukkake is some kind of sex thing, right? I'll talk about this for 2 minutes and we'll move on because I don't want to get all inside baseball, but it is on my mind, so I'll share it. Then we're going to move on to a great puzzle. Let's see. Okay, we've done that one. Do we want to do the next puzzle? We can do a super Christmassy puzzle. We can do a kind of badass mashup comic booky puzzle. Or we can do a cool Christmas puzzle. That's the question. It's pooping on people. Okay, gotcha. But no, I'm looking at the stream and I'm just debating if I want to keep every day. Like, you know what it was today? I was looking at all the topics. I almost streamed today. Yeah, I thought bukkake was a kind of noodle, but I'm clearly wrong. And I was looking at all the topics I could talk about today. And all of them were fine, but I didn't feel passionate. Like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this on the stream. It's like, oh, Control might go to Game Pass. I can't wait to talk about that. I was just kind of like, that'll be fun to talk about. And I'm like, why am I streaming if I'm not jonesing to get behind the mic and talk about stuff, right? But end of the day, the stuff that I'm jonesing to talk about isn't always games. And so it's just really an existential crisis of Jaffe. The minute you pull that trigger and you move away from just talking about games for the most part, and you might, what was something I was thinking I wanted to talk about today? Let me look real quick. I was thinking, what I really wanted to talk about today was, let's give you an example. Where is it? I was thinking about talking about this, just, hang on, where'd it go? I was thinking of talking about, there's this study. So there's this game, Life is Strange 2, coming out, and the last episode just came out, and I'm not prepped to talk about this yet, but the gist of it was a lot of people on the right are pissed off because it shows the wall and shows one of the kids damaging the wall, Donald Trump's wall. And I started doing some research about why is it that the right is always pissed off about Hollywood stuff and complaining about liberals and stuff. And I started doing some research about, because I was like, well, why don't the right just make their own shit then? If they're so pissed off about SJWs and all that, why don't they make movies and shit for themselves, And I started doing some research, and I was like, lo and behold, there are lots of very pro studies that show that liberals are a lot more creative than conservatives. Conservatives have a lot of advantages over liberals, but they're not making their own content because more often than not, they can't. And I think that's fascinating. I want to talk about that, right? Well, that's the kind of stuff. It's like, is that really going to fit into a games podcast? I don't know. Joe Rogan doesn't only talk about MMA or comedy. Colin Moriarty doesn't only talk about games. My favorite podcasters talk about whatever they want, says 616. I think you'll be talking about whatever you want is great. Sometimes it's games, sometimes it won't. Variety is good. I think I'll just have to do it. And because I'm not going to be happy if I force myself only to talk about games. And then at that point, the question becomes, where do I want to stream? So that's what's going on. Okay. Did Trump build a wall? I don't know if he built the wall or not, man. Some people say it's like the Bermuda Triangle. You don't know what to believe. Some people say he did. Oh, that's a great puzzle. Okay, I'm doing that puzzle next. You got it, pal. I'll make that a quick one, but not super quick. That's a good one. You got it. You absolutely got it. Let me, give me a second. Hang on, fellas. This puzzle comes to us courtesy of, who sent me that? Hang on. That's a good one, pal. I've seen that picture before. That's from Solid Python. If you don't talk about what you want, you're not going to enjoy it, and the stream will end anyway. You're absolutely right, Bukaki. 100%. 100%. All right, hang on. That's a good picture. That's a really good picture. Don't click on it if you want to be surprised now. Don't be like, oh, click on it. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, we'll make that a 70-piece puzzle. Why not? That's not too hard. That's pretty quick. And what's nice, I'll tell you something else. What's nice about streaming with the puzzles is the conversation can be more free-flowing, which is nice. So I'm thinking about that too. It's like, should I be doing game streaming and puzzle streaming or just looking in the camera? I don't know. It's a brave new world, kids. I don't know. Art in general means pushing against. This is the rant thief. Maybe am I saying it right? Pushing against the status quo or expressing emotion. A lot of conservatives avoid that kind of expression. I think that's the cause. Though I personally don't have a political side, I tend to avoid all politics. Yeah, and the minute I talk about politics, I absolutely end up losing a bunch of the audience. But in this case, you know, it's an interesting conversation when you've got people getting pissed continuously about the media making certain things that they don't like, it makes you go, why don't they just go, why doesn't somebody on the right, just like somebody mentioned Fox went off and made their own news. Why doesn't somebody on the right go off and say, you know what, I'm going to start a great fucking Hollywood studio and I'm going to make bank by making movies for people who are ignored by the left? I think that would do really well. Lynn, I'll call you Lynn. Okay, cool. It's a Shakespeare. Oh, that's you, Piper. I know. Yeah. Errant Thief. I took a couple Shakespeare classes, but that one didn't stick with me, that name. Okay. I like it when a show handles both sides well. Oh, The West Wing was great. You know what I watch a lot of recently is Madam Secretary. I know that's like, it's like an old person show, but it's really good. And it kind of gives me West Wing vibes. Certainly not as smart. It's a much more commercial version of West Wing. West Wing was a much more intelligent show, but Madam Secretary is much more high concept and commercial, but I really do dig it. I enjoy that show a lot. Okay, I'm not reading the Shakespeare quote, Piper. If you think politics send people running for the exit on a stream, but thanks for the quote, pal. I appreciate it. So there. Look at Plastic Man. Little snowman back there. God damn it, Jaffe. Stop dragging the mouse, fucker. Show them. Oh shit, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I apologize. You just got the notification I was streaming Retro Queen? Where did you get that? Yeah, I just spilled all over me. I'm a fucking child. Where did you get the notification? Like, you got it on YouTube or... I was deep in thought. Can you imagine? What did you guys think I was doing? What are you guys just like, what's he thinking about? No, I was totally putting a puzzle together. I'm sorry, fellas. Oh, that's fantastic. Did he pass away and he's just moving very slowly? So Twitch, you just got the notification on Twitch that I was streaming? That's why Twitter works for me. Hopefully you follow me on Twitter, man. Twitter, at least, the minute I press the button, it goes live. That's horrible. Oh, you get it on Discord. Cool. Watch a 4-year-old man's face as he does a puzzle, but never see the puzzle. That's political commentary. That's right. Oh, Shazam's in this puzzle. I think that's Shazam. Is it Shazam? You ever see that comic issue where Superman and Wonder Woman fucked? It was pretty... They were like... I think it was a Frank Miller comic. It was like supersonic and it totally just like shattered buildings and shit. But there was another, and that was kind of like alternate universe. There was a great Superman story a long time ago where Superman and Wonder Woman got trapped in this universe, and It was really a great story, and they were there for 1,000 years, and they, you know, they're not immortal, but they were able to live for 1,000 years, and they went through all kinds of crazy shit together because they helped the people they were trapped with win this war and everything. And the whole time there was all of this crazy sexual tension between Superman and Wonder Woman, as there always is, and Lois was nowhere to be seen. And Superman was just like, look, we're going to get out of this one day. I want to get back to Lois. She's the love of my life. And for 1,000 years, he would not touch Wonder Woman, even though clearly they wanted to be together, because he was like, no, I'm saving myself for Lois. And he did get back, and on our world, no time had actually passed. So for Lois, it was like, I didn't even know you were gone. And when he got back, he had not cheated on her. Not that it would have been cheating, but I mean, you know, you'd think that would be one of the cases where she would be like, okay, I forgive you. It's been 1,000 years in your mind. But it was a great story. It's a fucking great story. I don't know how Frank Miller still gets work. His art is terrible. The stories are incoherent. I don't mean to be nasty. It's just, did you see the Dark Knight 3? I have not seen the Dark Knight 3, no. But, I mean, I understand what you mean. A guy, again, I know it's not being nasty. It's just personal taste. The guy that I always get confused by is an artist. What's the artist's name? Who is that guy? It's the Mike Romita Jr. or... Like, his dad's stuff was great, but his stuff is very blocky and weird. I don't understand why people get all excited when he's like, oh, Romita Jr. is going to draw the comic. And I'm like, his stuff looks all, like, blocky and shit. Really? You guys like that? But clearly people do. I like Jim Lee. I like John Romita Jr. That's who I'm talking about. Yeah. John Romita Jr. I don't understand it. I don't understand how he is so beloved in the comic community. Like, sometimes magazines will run ads like, Romita Jr. is coming, and we're supposed to, like, lose our shit. And I'm like, is that the guy who draws things almost like cubism? Why is that exciting? But it's art, man, to each their own. Alan Moore hasn't been good for decades. Why is the next Star Wars called Rise of Skywalker? I could tell you because I've read all the spoilers, but I won't. Jester, thank you so much for following our little band of fuckers. I appreciate it, man. Thanks, pal. Yeah, I when the spoilers came out, I said, fuck it, I don't care. I just want to know what happens in the story, and I'm happy to have it spoiled. I'll still watch it. And I went and I read the spoilers, and I was happy I did. I wasn't like, oh, I wish I hadn't read them. I'm like, no, that was cool. I'm glad I know what happens. Oh, I would never spoil it. I won't do that. Yeah, no one actually spoil it if you know. That would be really rude and awful. Danny Unchained, you read the spoilers, but you don't like them? Oh, okay. I thought they sounded pretty cool. But I like The Mandalorian. I like that they're exploring some different things now, too. So I think it's, you know, hopefully it'll be off to a good place after the trilogy wraps up. I won't lie, though. I will say that I've gotten... as I've gone back and watched the prequels with a different mindset, I really do like them more than I used to despise them. But, and they're still terrible films, but the world building is really good. Well, thank you much, Retro Gamer Queen. I appreciate the subscription. An anonymous cheer. Thanks, pal. Is that right? Did I read that right? Anonymous gifter gave a tier 1 sub to Retro Queen. I'm still learning all this stuff. Okay, well, thank you for giving that, wait, now I'm confused. I don't understand this thing yet because it tells me things. Anonymous cheers, gift shared, rewards to 5 others in the chat. I don't know what that means, but thank you for whatever it is that you did. I think you gave Retro Queen a sub, and I appreciate that, sir. Funny or ma'am, I enjoyed everything out of Disney Star Wars except the main ones. I like Solo as well. Thought Solo was great. The main ones I think are fine. They're just pretty forgettable. Like, I think they have some cool moments, but overall, I'm just like, yeah, I don't hate them. Any Star Wars to me is good Star Wars. It's like James Bond or pizza. I'm like, yeah, it's Star Wars cool on there. They don't all have to be classics, but yeah, I thought Solo was great. Mandalorian's great. Rogue One is great. Definitely better than the new trilogy. Oh, that's so weird. I thought that was like a mask and a smile. But that's Wonder Woman's arm. Okay. Ta-da. We did it, folks. Yeah, Solo was great, and it just absolutely crashed and burned, man. The question I ended up after the first episode of Mandalorian was, since they referenced the holiday special, will it get added? Well, Jon Favreau, who is that? Toku? It's weird these colors are off on their new thing, but they... Jon Favreau has said that he wants to do that. He absolutely wants to do that. Star Wars Christmas special. And in fact, I guess there's a character who hasn't been revealed yet that is coming up that he wants to include in the Star Wars Christmas special. So I think that sounds great. Force Awakens was New Hope. Yeah, I know. I'm with you. My only issue with the main series being called the Skywalker Saga is it diminishes the fact the Skywalkers were tasked with fixing the universe. No stakes on the extended universe will ever be as grand. Yeah, you never know. We'll see. Apparently, they're saying there's some good setup for the next movies after this one. And fuck, Rian Johnson's on fire. Is it Ryan at the box office? I don't know if they'll give him another shot now. But Knives Out, which they say is great, is doing wonderfully. What was great about Solo was Lucas saved Ron Howard's career in a movie with Harrison Ford. So Solo is like a love letter to both from Ron. It could be, but it didn't do well. It totally bombed, but it was really fun. And I was a kid who grew up in the 80s when those blockbusters were in the theaters. That goddamn movie felt like an 80s blockbuster. Jaffe, what do you make of Warner Brothers not knowing how to make Superman relevant? It's one of the ultimate, how do you guys not get it? 616, I think I understand what they mean. I don't agree with it because I happen to love Superman, and one of the things I love about Superman is that he is kind of old-fashioned and represents hope and optimism and all the things that we need, in my opinion, more than ever. I mean, we always need those things, but they're definitely in shorter supply than I wish they were. But I understand maybe when they say, how do we make a character like that that doesn't come off as cheesy, given that people are so, because of the world and where we're at today with terrorism and all that in America, you know, that changed a lot. I mean, there was an innocence about America before 9/11 and the shootings, the mass shootings and stuff. And so to do a guy who's super heroic in that and still maintains his optimism, I think that's how you do it. You have somebody who meets that head on, but still manages to find a way to hold on to hope. But I could see that being a challenge, but it's a great challenge to solve because it's what makes Superman such a great character. Is when the world is burning, he's able to still pull himself up. It's like Spider-Man when he lifts himself out of the rubble. It's the exact same thing. It's like he doesn't quit. He finds the good as much as he can in everybody, and he's inspiring. It's why at 48 I still love superheroes, man. So there's my answer. I hope that helps. I hope it makes sense. Thanks for the sub to Jaffe. I had to refresh. It crashed the stream. Oh, shit. 616, dude, I want to have you back on the podcast and just talk Superman. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to come on your podcast. It'd be great. Superman's an alien who believes in truth and justice. He stands up to an evil CEO of big business. How can they not make it relevant? I'm not saying, Danny, they can't make the story relevant. I think they struggle with the tone. But I'm sure they're talking to J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams is not my favorite filmmaker. But sometimes he'll make great stuff. I love Super 8. But I think he could get the tone right. I don't like Henry Cavill as Superman at all. I know a lot of people love him, but I'm not a fan of the guy. You know what? Henry Cavill is a little bit too alpha for me. And I know that's crazy because you're like, dude, Superman's the ultimate alpha. But he's really not. Superman's kind of like I went to high school and the quarterback was a guy named Wade. I'll just say his fucking name. I don't give a shit. And Wade in high school was that very rare guy who was a great quarterback and a great athlete, and all the girls really liked him, obviously. Good-looking guy. But he was a genuinely nice, thoughtful, he had all of those things. And I think Henry Cavill doesn't come across as... He doesn't have the sweet side of Superman. He comes across as just very kind of mouth breathery, like he's strong and he gets shit done, but he doesn't have that kind of innate kindness that I think makes Superman more than just Guy Gardner. If we're getting into the weeds here with superheroes, fellas, but there you go. That's not a big fight or anything. It still shows what Superman can be for people. Christopher Reeve, when I think of Superman, yeah, of course, but there's a way around that. J.J. Abrams would remake Reeve's first Superman movie. He would, but Bryan Singer already beat him to it. That's what Superman Returns was. It was pretty much a love letter to the Richard Donner films. There's so much they can do to show him being relevant in today's culture, like an All-Star Superman, which was great. When the girl's about to jump off a building, oh, it's heartbreaking because her therapist didn't show up, and he shows up to tell her how strong she is. I'm literally about to, can you imagine? Fuck you. I'm literally about to weep a little bit. Not weep, but tear up a little bit, because that is one of the most beautiful scenes in Superman history, is what 616 talking about. When there's a girl about to commit suicide and Superman meets her on the ledge of the building and just stays with her. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. And she's like, my life is shit. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm right here. And he saves her. And it's beautiful. It's fucking beautiful. And I know you're like, Jaffe, you're crying over a comic book. It's not that it's a comic book. It's because, like I'm saying, it's what that represents. It's the best in humanity. It's, I'm not going anywhere. I got you. It's okay. That's strong, man. That's powerful. People need that. I love that. What about Michael Jordan portraying Calvin Ellis? I don't know who Calvin Ellis is. I think Michael Jordan could be a really great Superman. Come on, Jaffe. Henry Cavill was fatso, he said when he was in school, and he's a gamer. He wanted to play Geralt in The Witcher. I don't give a shit. I'm just saying that's how he comes across. Video game professor, the moment is why we cry in any well-written work, regardless of medium. Yeah, it's when you absolutely see, you in the case of Superman, you see the best in people, and you're like, I remember that. We can be that. We can stop fighting a little bit. Yeah, Superman's the shit, man. I think honestly, the best DC, the best I like Marvel the Universe a lot. But the CW does such a great fucking job, man, at their superhero shit. Okay, let me get this puzzle rolling. Hang on a second. I need some different music. I'm getting really tired of this fucking music. The fuck happened? Okay, hang on. We're changing music. Hang on, kids. This is ridiculous. We're changing music. We got to do something better than this. I can do better. I can do better for you. Hang on. Let me make sure I don't have any bullshit copyright horse shit. I don't know what this is. Let's see what this is. Let's make sure it's free and clear. Reuse allowed. Let's hope it's good. Tell me if this is too loud, you guys. Okay. People say Superman's boring and lame because he's so powerful. Powers are the last thing that make him great. His heart is what makes him amazing. Yeah, and there's plenty of ways. All right, good night, Onslaught. Good to see you, pal. Hope to see you soon. There's plenty of ways you can deal with his power. It's like he's got a weakness to kryptonite. Also, there are characters in the in the DC universe that can kick the shit out of him if need be. I mean, Doomsday's around. They can write a character that can kick his ass. It is funny. It's like he's not real. He's a fictional character, man. You like Supergirl more? I like Supergirl. She's great. The new Black Widow trailer. I mentioned this the other night. I without spoiling, if you haven't seen the last Avengers, get on that. But come on now. But I like the trailer a lot, mostly because is this music too loud, you guys, or is everything good? I like the trailer a lot because of getting to of kind of where things went with certain characters in the last Avengers, and I think that I'm looking forward to being with certain characters again. And I like the Marvel Universe in general and how everything ties together. I think if it wasn't for that, though, I did not watch that trailer and go, oh my God, it's amazing. I watched the trailer and I was like, okay, it looks like an okay spy movie. It didn't look to me as great as the new James Bond trailer. It looked like a cool spy movie with a couple of cool shots. And I'm sure it will be more than that because the Marvel trailers don't always have to be great for the movie to be great. And a lot of times the trailers are and the movies end up being really good. And I fully expect that to be the case here, but I did not go apeshit over the trailer at all. Black Widow looks like filler. Bring on Blade and the X-Men, says Danny. Yeah, I'm down with. I want to see both those. Did I love the James Bond trailer? I didn't love it, but I really liked it. I liked a lot of the action. I mentioned on a previous stream, I forget which stream it was, may have been last night's stream, that it's the first time I've ever seen the age difference between a Bond girl and Bond really feel a little weird, and I don't know if that's because things are just changing culturally. I don't know if it's that the woman just looks really young and Daniel Craig is starting to really look not like a young middle-aged man, but he's starting to be on that cusp between middle age and a distinguished gentleman. And it's like this feels like he's her dad. Like there's something weird about that age difference. So, but I did like a lot of the stunts, and I like that Bond is back, and I like he's got guns on his car, and that he did donuts and shot all those people and shit. That was pretty cool. Black Widow coming out in May says they're not treating it like filler. No, I mean, I don't think they treat any of their movies like filler. They try to swing for the fucking fences when they can. Piper says, as a kid, every girl with Roger Moore creeped me out. There was the girl with Roger Moore in, it might have been For Your Eyes Only, where it was the ice skating, and it was the girl with the blonde hair, the Olympic skater, and she looked super fucking young for Roger Moore. It was kind of fucking weird. You think Hawkeye's more interesting? I don't like Hawkeye at all. I like Hawkeye in the comics, and I like the girl Hawkeye in the comics, and I also like Clint in the comics. I think like Ronan in Avengers is like, he's fine, and the moments with his family were really sweet and stuff. But I'm not a big Hawkeye guy. I got to be at work in 5 hours. I got in bed hours ago to get to bed, and I'm hanging out with Jaffe in the community. No regrets. Got to peace out. Thanks, man. Thanks, 616. Call me anytime you want, pal. I'd love to be on and talk superheroes with you. Just let me know, and I'll come running if I can clear my schedule. But the bad news for you, 616, is you don't get to know what this puzzle is. So, do you like the actress they chose to be Kate Bishop? Oh yeah, I think she's great. And I saw that cutscene. One of the cool things about Disney Plus is they have all the extras that you're used to seeing back in the day when like DVDs were really popular and they used to be loaded with extras. Disney Plus has all those extras. So you get to see that scene as well as a bunch of other deleted scenes and shit. It's really quite cool. But yeah, I like her. I think she's great. The chick that was like, sex is good for my practice. I was thinking of that exact movie. It creeped me out when you were 11, right? I really do love that I get to have you on and bullshit with you while I'm working and getting as much together as I can before I do a code freeze. I love it, man. That's one of the things I love. I've said that before. I love that so much about streaming. There is a, and I don't mean this in a creepy way, there is an intimacy about live streaming that really is, you don't get it anywhere else. You don't get it with radio because radio is a one-way conversation. You really only get it with streaming. It's quite, like, I can see one day in 50 years people looking back and writing a book on the early days of live streaming. There's something about it that is, I think, more special than, because a lot of people get on the mic, including me, and just make asses of ourselves. But there's something about the potential for a connection in a way that we haven't really seen in other mediums that I just find absolutely fascinating. So when I do hear, I think I was in the middle of telling that story, a guy called on the stream a few months back, and he's a truck driver, and he's like, dude, I'm driving my truck while I'm listening to your show. And I was just like, that is the coolest thing. I just love it. Anyway, the point is, that's a long response to you just going, hey, it's cool, Jaffe, we're hanging out. I know. I get going, man. Intimate puzzles with Papa Jaffe. Leave your kids at home. This is not an intimate puzzle. Stream some Turok 2 HD. I have that. I have streamed that before. It's very intimate, says Unchained. I'm chatting with the guy that made me beg my parents to buy a PS1 for Twisted Metal as I sit here eating Captain Crunch. Danny, what kind of Captain Crunch are you eating? I like the peanut butter Captain Crunch. I've kind of gotten used to the basic Captain Crunch, but not much. Not much. I don't love the basic Captain Crunch all that much. But the peanut butter crunch, when I'm in the mood, I will down that shit. I will down that shit, man. This puzzle, hopefully, is not super hard. I gotta focus for a minute. I gotta at least get these pieces in there. Let me put this together real quick. Let's get these. You're eating peanut butter. Yeah, that's the best. Peanut butter crunch is the best. There is. I was a streamer and a gamer before I was just like, fuck it, and decided to go to school. It sucks that school ended up having me stop streaming, but I'm so happy that after 6 months of being gone and irrelevant that I still have a good 40 to 50 people still waiting. That's wonderful. Sorry, what kind of stuff did you stream? I just bit my lip, god damn it. What did you stream, Retro Queen? I have to say we've been on this puzzle for 20 minutes and I still have no fucking clue. Ha! Yeah, this is a tough one. It's a pretty cool mashup. When you see it coming together, I think you'll dig it. I thought it was cool. Oh, Jif peanut butter. Oh, I like that. Where did you get those emoticons or emojis? Those are great. Those are great. It's a Disney puzzle. No, it's kind of a Disney puzzle, but not really. Not really, but it's kind of. But that's only because of what Disney owns. Right. Solid. Yeah, Disney owns everything. That's right. All right. This is down here. That's why. Okay. Okay, I got it. Okay. Now let's fill in this top, shall we? Puzzles are good, you guys. Why are puzzles good? They just are. There's something mentally exceptionally satisfying about a puzzle. Isn't that crazy? It just feels good, you know? Last stream I did before I stopped was the other Doom episodes because I thought the freeware version was the whole of Doom. Wait, which? Mostly games I missed out on that were highly popular. Oh, okay, so you were playing retro games. Why it says Retro Game Queen. Got it. But I was spoiled at one point when I was young and had every console, so I missed a lot of... Yeah, I'm with you. I missed a bunch of games. I missed a bunch of games. I missed Dead Space, man. How the fuck did I miss Dead Space? But I did. Now I gotta say, it's one of my favorite things I played this year. Somebody was joking on the stream saying, oh, you're going to give this one of your top games a 2019, a game that came out in 2011. But you know what? I probably will. It'll probably be on my list of things I enjoyed the most this year. It's totally true. It's such a good game. I missed Dead Space because I refused to play anything from EA. Well, it's great, man. It's great. What puzzle site is this? This is a site called... what is this thing called? If you go to... jigsawplanet.com is what it's called. And it's quite fantastic. Yeah, Dead Space 1, to be fair, I did play, and I was like, it's okay. But Dead Space 2, oh, it's so good. So fucking good. It's a satisfying click when you get the right piece in. That's right, Solid Python, I agree. What do you think will win Game of the Year? Oh, it's so dumb. Not your question, but like Game of the Year. Okay. Okay, at which awards? At the Game Awards? I mean, it's going to be tough. It'll probably be Death Stranding. And again, I haven't played Death Stranding. So I don't want to be that guy. Because people who I have talked to that I respect have played it. And they do really like it, and I get that. I respect that. It just kind of seems, it's just so slow. I know that's like, Jude, you haven't played it. I know, it just seems so boring. But I haven't played it, so if it gets it, I really won't. It won't be fair for me to have an actual opinion. But my guess is there's not a huge, strong lineup this year. So my guess is probably that. But it's really hard to say. RE2 should take it. I loved RE2. I thought it was great. I didn't think it was game of the year, but I finished it, or at least I finished it with one character. I loved it. Every critic hated it. Wait, Metacritic deleted today negative user reviews of Death Stranding? Oh, user reviews. Okay, well, I don't know why. I mean, were they able to determine if those reviews were bullshit? Smash Ultimate should win. I could see that if they were rewarding Smash, if they were depending what their criteria is, I could see Smash getting it, and I would feel good about that. The game gets the most awards tied to is Outer Wilds. Yeah, is Outer Wilds nominated? I know Outer Worlds is. Disco Elysium is not nominated for Game of the Year, is it? Not for, I know it is on IGN, so I don't think it's Game Awards. I am going to be playing that soon. I hear that's really great. But I don't want to stream that. That seems like a hard game to stream. That seems like something you should kind of get lost in. I played Outer Worlds. I really did enjoy Outer Worlds. Thought that was great, but I don't think it's Game of the Year. But I think it's really great. It's a conspiracy. Death Stranding wins and Jeff Keighley gets a small cameo. I don't think so. I don't believe. You bet Control wins? I don't think that. I think, Danny, you're right. Mads Mikkelsen, people have talked him up so much. I could see that award, and it sounds like he deserves it. It sounds like he's great in that role. Again, I really feel, let's put it this way, playing Death Stranding for me is like being told I need to eat vegetables. I know I need to. I know it's good for me, but I just don't want to. It just seems so boring. I can't play it. I almost threw my PS4 out the window playing Guns of the Patriots, which I loved, but the cutscenes just were like, dude, I can't do this anymore. So I have a hard time thinking out. There's no way I'll be able to. I can't sit through the first 10 hours of Death Stranding with all those cutscenes. I just can't do it. Just watch the movie on YouTube? Yeah, maybe. You played Death Stranding, Danny. It was amazing. Yeah, a lot of people say that. I really want to play the new LOZ. What is LOZ? I don't know what LOZ stands for. Legend of Lost in... I don't know what LOZ is. Can I guess before I look at the chat again? League of Lost on Lick only... Legend of Zelda. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't think that... Is that nominated? That might be nominated over at IGN. But I mean, that's kind of a remake, and I hear it's a pretty accurate remake. Like, they don't do a lot new with it. It looks beautiful, though. I get the art would be great. The first 10 hours of Death Stranding is cutscenes, says Solid. That's why I'm not interested. I don't like cutscenes. I really hate cutscenes. When I sit down to play a game, I want to play a fucking game. That's what I want to do. I can't see how someone can stream non-stop cutscenes. A lot of people like to do that. A lot of people like... I don't really like streaming story-heavy games because I want to get lost in the story, and I feel that I have to ignore the chat to do that. But some people are good at that. Like, they'll read all the characters and shit, but... not for me. Not for Papa Jaffe kids. This is a huge exaggeration. There's like 10 hours of cutscenes total, and a good bulk is at the end. Legalized Ranch. Okay, so you're saying... Somebody was telling me there are literally 3 hours of cutscenes in the first 5 hours of that game. If that's not true, then maybe I will pick it up and spend more time with it. I played about 30 minutes. I saw a cutscene where he's in the cave and there's this invisible thing kind of stalking him in the cave. And I'm like, this is a great cutscene. But I'm like, oh, I can't sit through hours of these. But it takes a long time to get the knack for reading and playing at the same time, says Retro. Yeah, I don't want to get good at that. Someone needs to tell Kojima to chill out and make a fucking movie. I'm with you on that. Bukaki says, I love it when the gorgeous cutscenes come on so I can check my Twitter feed. Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's kind of Ghost Rider. People are saying Ghost Rider. You're partially right. You're not entirely right. So, but you're not wrong. Legalize says the pacing of the cutscenes in Stranding is way better than something like Guns the Patriots, which just felt very masturbatory. Yeah, I almost fucking... I was like, dude, like when he went to the fucking... He was in the grave site at the end, and I'm just like, dude, really? I've spent days playing this game. I love it. You're absolutely killing all the good faith you had generated with this fucking never... It was like the fucking Lord of the Rings trilogy, but it was worse. And I love Lord of the Rings, but the ending, you know, it just kept going and going and going. That's what the fucking cutscenes were like. All right, let me focus for a minute. Let me get some meat on this fucking puzzle. Let me get some road underneath me. I don't know, Danny, if it was 2 hours, but it was a long goddamn time. That's for fucking sure. Greta says, I can guarantee you'd hate the cutscenes. At one point, a character literally sits you down and just dumps exposition on you for 20 minutes. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you. No, I'm not interested. Go fuck yourself. And again, I'm not saying it's not a great game. I'm not saying I'm not a Kojima fan. I am a Kojima fan. That's what makes it even more disappointing. Metal Gear, for all of its indulgence with cutscenes, is one of my favorite series of all time. But yeah, that's what you just described, Greta, sounds miserable to me, to my brain. And look, I've been diagnosed with the ADHD. I take the medicine sometimes. I got myself the Vyvanse. So I get if you're a more measured gamer, it's not going to drive you batshit. I respect that. But for me, you think more Hollywood actors will start to join games? Not because of the praise that Mads is getting. I think it has to do with money. I think Hollywood gamers have been doing games, or Hollywood people have been doing games for a long time. I think what you'll see... Well, thank you, RPG, for the bits. I appreciate that, pal. Good to see you. I didn't know you were in here, RPG. Did I know you were in here? Maybe it's all the streams blend together. Well, thanks anyway, man. I appreciate it very much. You know, people have been in games. Actors have been in games since... I mean, I remember Bruce Willis being in... there you go. Wild Samurai gets it. It's an Akira mashup with Ghost Rider. I remember Bruce Willis being in games. And what is cool, though... is games now, though, like the younger generation of actors, I mean, they came up with all this shit. So it's not even a thing. They want to be in games. So I think we'll start seeing it more because of that. I don't think it's necessary, though. I don't think, I think it's nice that... I don't think we've seen an actor inhabit a character yet where it's like, oh, that needed to be that famous actor. Which is good because you really, I don't think from a business standpoint you want, you don't want that kind of stranglehold that sometimes actors can get over the production and the budgets and stuff. You want to be able to have your character, like I would hate it if Sweet Tooth worked because he was a famous actor, and in order to get a new Sweet Tooth game off the ground or whatever, we had to pay that actor tons of money and he was holding it hostage. I would hate that. Yeah, Mark Hamill and Wing Commander. That's right. I remember that. Marlon Brando wasn't the Godfather. Wasn't that his last acting job? Was the goddamn PS2 version of the Godfather? Can you imagine? I mean, you don't have to imagine. It happened. It was real. Shit went down. You can hear his oxygen machine in the background. Christopher Lloyd was in Toonstruck. That's right. I don't think you easily replace him. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you totally replace him. I mean, I'm sure he was great in it, but I don't think it really... No one... Toonstruck was a failure, if I recall. And it wasn't like, oh, thank God we got Christopher Lloyd. That brought in the people. Do you think Chris Judge could continue as Kratos? Sure, I'm sure he will. Should he? Or could he? He certainly could. I think should he depends on how much money he's asking for. I certainly don't think it's necessary, but I hear he was really good in the role, so hopefully he can continue inhabiting it and helping to create it. Kojima is amazing when he has restrictions, says Solid. Like in MGS 1 through 3, Kojima is amazingly obnoxious when he has no restrictions, trying to spew out nothing but overindulgent, philosophical, look at me, I'm smart bullshit. Death Stranding, Metal Gear 4, Phantom Pain. It seems that way. What I don't know is, I don't know the production situation for Metal Gear 1 through 3. Did he have a lot more limits on him in those? I know he didn't have a lot of limits recently, but was he actually reeled in those games? He had a co-writer for MGS 1 through 3. Look, I can tell you, I do better when I have restrictions as a creative. I do better when people push back as a creative. It's better for the product all around. Now, maybe you can learn to get out of that, and eventually you don't need that. But I can tell you, for me, I know myself now after doing creative work for years, and I absolutely work better under those sorts of conditions. You played the Metal Gear in Metal Gear 4 in actual 3D. I didn't know people were still... I didn't know that game... I mean, I knew they made it. They made it like Uncharted 3 was in 3D, wasn't it? But I've never really talked to anybody who actually played it in 3D. That's cool. Didn't play Phantom Pain. No, did I play? That was 5, right? Yeah, I did not play Phantom Pain. I heard it was just okay, but I love the other one. There was a period that, you know, when here's what I'll tell you: when you're working in games, like Phantom Pain came out when we were working, we were deep into working on Drawn to Death, is what it was, if I remember correctly. And when you're making games or any kind of project, but certainly when you're making something, it's really hard to make the time to play as much as you want and need to. So I was playing games at the time, of course, but a bunch of those big games passed me by because I was just too busy doing other shit with the work. You played Killzone 3 in 3D and was over it after that. Fair enough. I remember we had a small opportunity to make Twisted Metal 2012 in 3D, and I was excited about it just because I thought it would be cool. But I think that opportunity kind of came and went real quick. I don't remember exactly what happened. Maybe I pissed somebody off. I don't think so. Thank you so much, Duck with Shades, for the cheers, for the bits. I appreciate that, pal. It's very kind of you, very courteous of you. Thank you, sir. Seriously, appreciate it. Where does this go? We're almost there, kids. We're almost there. So you still own a dev build of Drawn to Death? Probably on a computer somewhere, but I can't do anything with it because it needs the... I could be wrong. Maybe I could run something. I don't think... Yeah. I have a... My kid is using one of the computers that I took home from work when we shut down. It has a build, I think, of a bunch of things on it that we were working on. I should check and see if I can run Drawn to Death on that. I honestly don't know. Because I know you can't run the Pro one without a net connection, but this would be a build before maybe we put that in. That would be great. I would love to know that I still have an ability to run that game. But it wouldn't surprise me if I don't. I just don't know. At 4:30 where you are? Holy shit, man. Yeah, it's getting late. I mean, it is late, but I like late shit. I was not a night owl when I was younger, but as I've gotten older, like I'll be taking a nap tomorrow for sure. But I like being up late now. I think it's because streaming. I think streaming, your audiences aren't as big this late for the most part, but there's something cool about streaming late at night. For me, anyway, I really like it. There's something neat about it. I mean, at least this kind of stream. Probably would be hard to do a more traditional stream like this. When's Calling All Cars 2? Probably never, because the game did not do that well. That game I was really proud of that game. I was proud of all the multiplayer games I worked on. I thought we did some good shit. I just can't connect with that audience. They just did not want it. So if I do get back at it, it'll be single player. I seem to be better at connecting with an audience with single player. You have fans all over the world in different time zones. Don't worry, Jaffe, I'm from Moscow. Oh, wow. What time is it in Moscow, man? Do you think most successful artists, including game makers, only have 2 or 3 great ideas? The rest is riding the gravy train? I've heard that theory. It wouldn't surprise me. The theory I hear that might make sense to my career, maybe not. And if I get back into games, I hope that's not the case. But the idea that you do build up a lot of your creative passion growing up, and then in your 20s and maybe early 30s, you get the opportunity to finally express that. And once you get it out of your system, you make other stuff because it's your job. But those initial products are really, direct from the source. Thank you for the follow, Legalized Ranch. I appreciate that, pal. If at the end of the day, somebody looked back at my career and said, that's what happened to me, I go, yeah, okay, I could see that. I'd like to think if I stay making video games, I'll have a nice sustained career like Clint Eastwood has as a director. But I wouldn't fight the fact that if someone says, Jaffe, everything was about getting you to getting Twisted Metal Black and God of War, and that was when you really were finally able to express what had been in you as a kid and as a young adult forever, I'd go, oh, okay, that makes sense. But I don't really know. There's no way to know until you have a lens of history to look back on. Boom. Ghost Rider Akira, kids. Did the team at Bartlett all move on, or could you gather them up? I could gather some of them up. I think we all parted on good terms, but some are obviously working, and a lot of them are working in other places now. They've scattered, but I'd like to think if I had something compelling, I might be able to pull them back. It's what they say about music. You have your whole life to write your first album, and then you have 2 years to make your second. Right. Absolutely. Makes sense. Need a constant influx of inspiration. Ideas don't ever really end. Life experience helps. Sure. Absolutely. But life experience absolutely helps. But at the same time, you still have that one piece of real strong, or 1 or 2 games that are really that strong essence that I think is what gets you rolling. Legalize says, dude, you worked on Twisted Metal Black. Hell yeah, I directed that, or I co-directed, and was the lead designer on that with Scott Campbell and Kellen Hatch, man, absolutely. I have one mechanic that's a one-trick pony I'm sitting on. Good job, Retro Queen. Hold it tight if you can until you're ready to spring it. It's like the ace in the hole. Ability to see ideas to fruition is a big part. It absolutely is. It absolutely is a huge part. Somebody was asking recently why I like streaming. That's one of the reasons I like streaming so much, is I can have an idea and I can see it executed that day, that night, that week. Video games, man, you have an idea. You got to wait 2 years, sometimes 3 years before you actually get to see it executed. How much did it cost to have Paint It Black? I think Paint It Black cost us $100,000 up front, and then the Rolling Stones got, I want to say it was 10 cents a copy for a certain number of copies, and then it kind of dropped over time or something like that, but it's been a long time. And the idea is recorded, so one day you might come back and be like, oh shit, that's a good idea. True, that's true. All right, let me see something real quick. I think we're done with puzzles for the night. It's 1:40 here in San Diego. I got about 10 more minutes of talk in me if you guys want to chat. You have my full attention. And then I'm out of here. And then I'll be streaming tomorrow. I know I'll be streaming tomorrow. Whether it'll be puzzles or whether it'll be a proper stream, I don't know. If you follow the stream on Twitch or on YouTube, the Jaffe stream, the proper Jaffe stream, buckle up, motherfuckers, because that's a show that's going through some growing pains right now. Not entirely sure where that's going to end up. It'll end up somewhere. I want to keep doing it. But it's got to change. Something's got to change. Something doesn't feel right. Something doesn't feel right to Papa Jaffe when it comes to that show. Something feels wrong. Jaffe, if I make some cool music for the stream, would I use it? Depends on what it is. What kind of music? Absolutely, though. Duck with Shade says, Jaffe stream rules. Thanks, man. RPG says, follow Jaffe on Twitter. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, RPG. I know I need to set up a night bot to do all that shit, but I appreciate it. New episode of Mandalorian should be up about now. I'm going to watch it this weekend. You get to be intimate with one Disney princess. Which one do you choose and why? Interesting. Okay. Ooh, that's a good question. Let's take a look at them. Let's take a look at the Disney princesses. Hang on, folks. Let's do that, shall we? Hang on. All right. Disney princesses. Images. Here we go. All right. This is so sexist. No, it's not. Shut up. No, it's not. Ooh, that's a good question. Okay. You pick Rapunzel because she's 18. What does it matter? I mean, I'm assuming they're all legal age, right? Okay, let's just go through them. Oh my God. So she's pretty hot. Who's that? That's Anna. It would be between Anna, Belle, who's back there, Rapunzel. Is that Moana? Okay, I would say... Okay, well, let's do... Who would I marry? I would marry Belle. 100%. Easy. Who would I have the sexy time with? You could have fun with Rapunzel in the hair, but let's just say the sexy... Oh, Anna could be fun. Not Anna. Elsa could be fun, too. Sexy time... Oh, but Merida. Isn't that Merida? That's tough. I'm assuming they're all of age. Let's assume they're all of age, okay? Come on now. Bukagi says, I'd pick Snow White so me and the gnomes could live up to my age. My name. I would definitely... I think Belle for sure to marry, and for the sexy time, Rapunzel. That's what I'd say. What do you want from me? Thank you for the follow, Fleshlight Inspector. I knew that brings Fleshlight Inspector out of the woodwork. Oh, this is my kind of stream. Thanks, pal. I appreciate it. They're fictional characters. Just say it's with them. Yeah, you have to assume they're adults. Come on now. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I wonder if the women who play the Disney princesses at Disneyland, I guess you can't wear your costume home. You know, you wear your costume and your boyfriend's just like, okay, that's awesome. My real choice is Mulan, says Bukaki. The new Mulan movie looks pretty fucking good. You know, it looks pretty fucking goddamn good. The live action Mulan. I tell you what, though, man. I got issues with China these days. A lot of people have issues with China. And, I don't know. We'll talk about it on tomorrow's stream. You can answer this, Piper. Yeah, tell me what happens. You're a Disney princess. You bring the costume home. The cast members, 100% the cast members hit on the princesses backstage. That's awesome. No, the Mowgli movie made you cry. That was from Andy Serkis. Is that his name? That's how you say his name? Slave Leia is your Disney princess. There you go. I forgot. She is one. That's true. China's a fucked up place. Too bad they got all the companies by the balls, man. It's awful. Other than the guys who make South Park, it's awful. It's unacceptable, man. Character employees take their clothes home. They're not allowed to. Gotcha. Okay. Well, that would make sense. That would make sense. Yeah. They're very strict with the characters. I understand. Let me ask you guys a question. As I am working on the design of the stream, do you think, help me out, don't forget Russia. They have one of our two parties. Yeah, that's true at the moment, as far as we know. Do you think, how do I express this? If I'm doing puzzles and talking, is that a more enjoyable conversation and every now and then directly talking to you guys like this? Or is it better if I'm only directly talking? Because my gut tells me the conversations are better when I'm doing the puzzles. But it almost seems absurd to make the whole stream always puzzles. Am I just help me out. I apologize for being so direct about this because it's like, dude, I don't fucking know. I'm just watching your fucking stream. It's your fucking job. I know, but I'm just trying to I'm trying to get some what's the word? Like some play testing in this goddamn thing. Because it seems like the conversations can flow better if there's something else happening on the screen. But like right now, I don't have anything specific to say, and I'm hoping somebody in the chat says something really good. But it is 2 a.m. I'm tired, you know. I gotta get rid of this fucking beard. It seems calmer when you do puzzles. Yeah, but is that good or is that bad? Do we like that it's calmer or do we not like that it's calm? I don't like the beard. I like the visual stimulant of the puzzle, and it makes you seem more authentic. Like your mind isn't solely on the topic. Yeah, I'm with you, Piper. They are more enjoyable because you have a constant flux of something to work on. Getting into the weeds, I think the puzzle gives someone coming into the middle a way to connect. I like both. Puzzles give us your reaction. Okay. So nobody is like, would go, that's stupid if you do most of your streams and you have puzzles. Because if I had puzzles as the backbone, I know that sounds so dumb. The director of God of War and Twisted Metal does a stream where he puts jigsaw puzzles together, but I think the quality of the talking is better. Stream the creation of your magnificent art. You mean working on games, or you mean the art I'm sending off to Patreon members? That's why I don't take companies like Marvel saying, oh my God, we're all about representation. We're going to have a gay character in our media. Like, no, you won't. You're slaves to China. Dude, did you guys see the video? Hang on, let me read the chat first. I would do puzzles once or twice a week. Ian, why do you say that? Why would you limit it? Well, I do like to call you a lunatic liberal, but talking about Scorsese's extravagance is different. Creativity comes when you're working that brain muscle. It's easier to chime in on the topics. True. The art you're sending off, your games were not art. Fuck you, motherfucker. Yes, they were. Yeah, I gotcha. No, there was that. I'm going to show it on the stream tomorrow. There's that video of the guy in the chair in China. Did you see this? If not, tune in tomorrow, man. It's something. The police arrested this guy for having an opinion on WeChat, which is, I guess, like their social media. Crazy. I prefer games with talk. I don't prefer puzzles solely. Minesweeper or Cookie Clicker. Have you seen the China video? Yes, that's what I'm talking about, RPG. We're going to show that tomorrow. It's insane. Okay, Wild Samurai. I prefer games with talk. Don't prefer puzzles solely. So what kind of games? You mean like action games? Because the more complex the games get, the harder it is to actually be engaged in a good conversation. Jester, is that the first thing you've written all night? Look at you. Have you been lurking this whole time, Jester? I appreciate you speaking up, pal. He says, I think the puzzles is good. Just find music that doesn't make us sleepy. Gotcha. I like the fuck you Jaffe and the laid back Jaffe equally. Oh, well, the fuck you Jaffe will still show up. I'm not suggesting we're not going to have energy. I'm just trying to figure out how to make the conversations the best. I prefer puzzles over play. I'd rather play the game myself, but I like having you do the puzzle for me. Danny says, for some reason, the stream calmed my anxiety. Probably the music, man. Look up Tiananmen Square. Fuck yeah. I don't think you're a liberal lunatic, Jaffe. I think you have a great human values. I'm someone the Western media would consider a literal Nazi. Gotcha. Yeah, I'm pretty liberal, but I'm not. I don't necessarily get the liberals who pretty much have gone around the bend and try to tell people what they should think and say. That doesn't seem very liberal to me. Wild Samurai says any game, Monkey Ball, Katamari. If I can just find mindless games that are enough to occupy enough of my brain that, yeah, I got to find something like that. Yeah. What about the Jackbox games? We could do those from time to time, Bukaki, but that's not really going to be conducive to good conversation. You're liberal, but you haven't sipped the Flavor Aid. Yeah, I mean, liberal is a good thing to me, but these days the fact these people want to shut people down from speaking their minds is crazy. It's like these kids never, had civics class and some such shit. I have not played the new God of War yet. Will I be playing a medieval? I've played it before, Power Lad. I loved it. Is it Power Lad? Power Tenade? I don't know how to say your name. I loved a medieval. I love Dusk. I love a medieval. Yeah, those are. I mean, yeah, that's the thing I got to figure out. If I start doing puzzles and games that facilitate conversation, it almost becomes a different kind of stream than what I've been doing called the Jaffe stream. It no longer is just a talk show. It's a game stream that focuses a lot more on chat. I just don't know. It's hard to get my head around that. Jonestown did not use Kool-Aid. It used Flavor Aid. As a marketer, the Kool-Aid stigma is taught to us as the ultimate form of negative publicity. I don't think drinking the Kool-Aid has hurt Kool-Aid, though. I mean, I hear you, but I don't think most kids are like, I'd like to drink that sugary water, but, there's a stigma associated with the phrase drinking the Kool-Aid. So no thanks, Mom. I'll just have water. I could keep the puzzle off screen. Then it becomes like, what is he looking at? But yeah, I could. Remember Tang? Oh, God. Tang and Tab. I remember, pal. Maybe it'll be just something we got to figure out. Jaffe, what do you enjoy the most? Jester, what do you mean? They think Paul Revere did the Midnight Ride. He's a piece of historical truth. It was actually Thomas Bissell who rode and shouted, "The British are coming." Paul Revere fell off his horse and broke his foot. I wonder why. Why does Paul Revere get the credit then? It actually did, because it made people think all the Kool-Aid was poison. It lost millions in the aftermath. Okay, well, they've recovered though. Just put a meter on screen that fills. Fuck this game. I'm going to do a puzzle meter. Why not keep the proper talk show bits on YouTube and Twitch? I guess it's because the talk show is, I mean, I might. I'm going to be fucking around with it for a couple of days. The problem with the talk show is if I look directly into the camera and you show up for that, my job is to show up with 8, 9, 10 topics a day. And it becomes more about me talking to you. And if the conversations are not to your liking on any given moment, and they won't be, because no matter what I talk about, there are going to be some things you're into and some things you're not. There isn't that game or that puzzle to catch, right? With the puzzle, it's like, okay, he's talking about something I'm not crazy about, but maybe the puzzle's engaging me or whatever. But with it's just topics, it's easier to lose the audience, I guess. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. Paul Revere was a journalist famous for covering it. That put him in that position. Gotcha. I didn't know that. Interesting. You found a bunch of fireworks on Craigslist. Should you buy them? If they're legal, they're not legal where I am, man. Paul Revere was a silversmith. You ever see the fucking West Wing episode where President Bartlett gives Charlie the meat carving knife from Paul Revere? It's awesome. Makes me cry. I watch it every Thanksgiving. All right. Well, I'll figure it out. But stick with me if you want. Follow me on Twitch. I'll be streaming something tomorrow. But for the next couple of weeks, it's going to be up and down all over the place. It's going to be turbulent, kids, but we're going to have a good time as we head into the Christmas season. I hope you're well. I appreciate you watching, and I appreciate you spending some time. Hang on. Ian's got something to say. Let me see. I like the puzzles, but I enjoy seeing you play modern games and even dipping into a backlog. Seeing your opinion on games is enjoyable. I see no reason you can't do both. Absolutely, yeah. I'm down for playing games and doing puzzles. I think it's more of a question of, do I just do the straight up talk show too? Jaffe, if you could design an ideal set to stream in, what would it be? Greta, what do you mean you like stories and opinions? What are you talking about? If you could design an ideal set, I don't know, man. I like sets that feel cozy. I like to think that this place feels cozy. And that's how I've designed it. I mean, this is not like my office. This is a set. I set up this background just for the stream. I like the idea of coming to someone's stream and feeling like it's a cozy, warm space. I'm surprised you haven't done the green screen. Yeah, the green screen feels cheesy to me, usually, unless you're putting game footage behind you. Trying to put like an actual set behind you that's on a green screen just feels cheeseball. I like that this is real, that I can go back there and pull these toys up, talk about them, showing to you. It gives depth. My Prime subscription's available, going to you. Thank you, Blah. I appreciate that very, very much, sir. Thanks, pal. All right, I should go to bed. Seeing your opinions on new God of War would be cool. And if you get bored, fuck it. Puzzle chat. You got it. Play some stupid Flash games like that button that gets you $1 million, but your mom breaks her hip. All right. Do you do show and tell? I could. What kind of things? Just anything? Show and tell. That's an interesting thing to do on a stream. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, Danny Unchained. Go to my Patreon, baby. It's good stuff over there. You can see the background on the wall. It's pretty cool. Love you, Jeff. Keep doing what you're doing. Cheers from Russia. I appreciate it, man. It's very cool to me you're watching in Russia. What time is it in Russia right now? Just give me that real quick before I let you go, if you don't mind. I'd love to know what time it is where you are. You'll send me... Hey, you send me the Avengers Gauntlet. It'll go back there, but I'm not buying it. There's no way I'm buying that $50 goddamn Avengers Gauntlet. But if you send it, I'll wear it on the stream once or twice. Yeah, in Russia, where are you at? What is it snowing? Is it cold as fuck? I want to talk to you about Russia sometime. Not right now. It's 1 p.m. I mean, in America, we have this view that Russia doesn't have a lot of freedom, that Putin is a fucking nightmare, that you guys are like on lockdown in terms of freedom of speech and freedom of computers. Is that just American propaganda? Or what? I'll give you the address is on the there should be a P.O. box over on the Patreon. Ask Rob for it. He can give it to you. There's a total P.O. box. If you buy a sex doll, I will absolutely put it in the background. But it can't be a blow-up doll that looks like something you got at a bachelor party for $9.95 at the Hustler store. You want to invest in one of those fucking state-of-the-art sex dolls, you goddamn right, I'll put it back there. Yeah, I'll do more than that. I thought we were good with Russia. I'm not saying we're not good with Russia. I'm saying what is the day-to-day life in Russia? You have to tell me now. It's late. Throwing a fighting game and lab combos, mindless enough. Maximilian Dude. Who's that? I should look him up. I don't know who that is. Well, yeah, it's just I don't want to be like a game streamer. I want people to come to this. Okay, so no, that's propaganda. See, that's great to know, man. It's great to know. I'm not too good for a blow-up doll. I just don't think it'll look good. Can I send you a Laserdisc copy of the movie Mannequin? You goddamn right. I can't play it. But yeah, as long as people look at the chat and look at the stream and go, this is a place we come to talk and games are being played, I would just never want anybody to think I'm actually trying to be a game streamer, because I don't want to do that. I want to talk to people. I want to do stories and shit. You know what I'm saying? All right, guys, I got to go to bed. You got to go to bed, except in Russia. Don't go to bed. The monster Putin will get you. I'm kidding. Fellas, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for hanging out with me, fellas, Filettis. Thanks for the subs tonight. Thanks for the cheers tonight. Thanks for the mods tonight. Thanks for hanging out. I will be back tomorrow streaming something. I'll see you soon. I will dream of Dizzy Kitten. Fuck you. You should look at... I don't know, man. I don't like that stream. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into it. I don't like that stream. All right. See you guys. Bye.